Every stylish guy knows what takes an outfit from good to great is the attention to detail. And nothing completes a look like the right belt. You know what ruins a great outfit fast? A worn out belt that doesn't fit right. Most guys are still rocking belts with stretched out holes that either pinch your waist or sag and throw off the whole look. That's why I'm excited to partner with today's sponsor, Anson Belt Buckle. This family-run company has been around since 2009 and they've completely reimagined how belts should work. Instead of holes, Anson Belt uses a micro-adjustable track system with quarter-inch increments. That means you get the perfect fit every single time. And once you feel that kind of comfort and precision, you'll never want to wear a traditional belt again. The best part, you can mix and match every buckle with any strap. One box set gives you 9 different belt combos, so you'll get to maximize versatility with way less clutter in your closet. But this isn't just about style, it's about feeling more comfortable, more confident, and more put together every time you get dressed. Anson Belt moves with you, so whether you're sitting, standing, or on the go, you're always comfortable and always looking sharp. I've been wearing mine nonstop, and honestly, it's the best belt I've ever owned. Once you try it, you will see exactly what I mean. You won't go back. And here's why you can trust them. They're still proudly family-owned. They've earned over 40,000 5-star reviews, and every belt is backed by a lifetime guarantee on functionality. They stand behind every product they make, and once you try one, you'll understand why. And because Anson Belt Buckle is sponsoring today's video, when you click the link in the description or scan this QR code to build a box set, you'll get 2 bonus pieces, a buckle and a strap completely free. That's 3 buckles and 3 straps, which you can mix and match into 9 unique belt combos all in one box. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else, so click the link, build your set, and upgrade your belt game today. It's go time. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to King Talk. Let me go ahead and introduce the crew. We got M. White, Trev Smooth. I am Chels, Viz, Real Dope, Pink, Willie, me, myself. I'm Lapeef JR. Welcome to King Talk. What's going on, gentlemen? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Yeah, all right, R.I.P. to Norm Wynn. I just got called my homie passed for a heart attack.
Damn.
40, 41.
Man, my condolences, man. I feel like we just having a conversation. One of my old coworkers, he had passed away from a heart attack at the job. And I think somebody else told me somebody else had a heart attack. So it's definitely something serious going on here. So let's make sure we getting our physicals, man, getting that blood work done so we can try to get ahead of it. I know some of y'all don't trust them doctors, man, but if y'all can figure out how to identify the signs without going, y'all let me know. Y'all may be able to put me on to something, but at least get that blood work done at the bare minimum just so you can be aware of those vitals. So my condolences again, brother. How you gentlemen doing on this Tuesday evening / night? What's that, a beer? I can't hear you, Willie.
Oh, hell no, that's root beer. I don't drink.
Oh, okay, that's right. You don't drink that. So
Yeah.
Looks can be deceiving, man. You could definitely be in the club with that one. I think you was a part of the crowd, man.
Nah, club, you just get you a Sprite and pineapple juice.
Okay.
And call it a day.
No, you already know the tricks, huh? You got to put Hank on. Hank don't drink it either, so Hank in the same boat.
You
don't drink? I could have sworn you bought some people bottles of liquor. I thought you was drinking.
No, I mean I got a bar and everything, but I don't drink.
Could you imagine a world where I drink in? That's
yeah.
That's probably God knew what he was doing when he made me not like the taste of alcohol.
And I kind of feel like y'all was shaming me once I found out how many people don't drink. I thought it was just normal. I thought most people at least have a little cocktail or something. And I get online and y'all brother so much y'all don't drink. I started looking at myself.
Man, because that shit tastes like Listerine and slave tears, bro. I don't know how y'all drink that shit.
Listerine and slave tears. You heard that, Biz? Yeah, you got bitch cracking up, man.
It's a hell of a mix right there, ain't it?
Yeah.
God damn.
If you want to make Hennessy, you boil Listerine, arcade tokens, and Flav tears, and you get the Hennessy.
Is it the brown Listerine?
Yeah, the brown, the yellow one, the one that only psychopaths use.
The yellow one, I thought that was gold.
What's the name of that? The doctor something that's strong as hell. It's yellow. It's an old school one. It's strong as hell.
The shit that your grandma used to use to clean the toilet with and tell you to rinse your mouth out with. Yeah, call CPS on everybody over the age of 65 that know the name of that shit because they definitely made their grandbaby use it.
Yeah, Hank, what is it, man?
Man,
Granddad.
he gonna keep taking these old man shots. He gonna keep doing that now.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Because
shout out to the elders. Shout out to the elders and the ancestors.
If you get your mouth washed out with soap, though, you're gonna wish you had that shit there because that shit'll get that soap out your mouth quick. Pause.
God damn.
All right, man.
How was soap out your mouth for Paul?
I just out your mouth. You gotta watch you niggas. You niggas think everything is there, so you're not gonna catch me slipping.
Dr. Teschnor's.
I never heard that.
Yeah, that shit is bad.
I make sure I let my son taste liquor so that he can. That's why I don't drink. Somebody hey let me taste some beer when I was younger. I don't drink. This shit is
you don't drink either?
No.
Is anybody else on here that's that don't drink?
I don't drink. No, I drink from time to time.
Well, I know you drink, Marcus.
I'll take a shot at a wedding. But I'm gonna throw that shit over my shoulder for real.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Something serious. Yeah. Shout out to y'all brothers, man. Steering me in the right direction, I see. So if you guys are watching this, I'm pretty sure they'll be proud, man. We got some role models, some stand-up men on the panel.
Oh no, don't call me I'm not a role model. I don't want
so JR, are you trying to say you need me to send you another bottle of Wilford? Is that what you're asking for?
Man, yeah, just for the house, man. Just I'm not gonna touch the pause. but yeah, I'm gonna leave it on the shelf, man. I'm just gonna observe it from time to time.
I got you.
Until I bless it. Once I bless it, then you gotta open it up. You know nothing about the bottle.
Gin and tonics. They I don't know. I like gin and tonics when I do drink.
That's an old school drink, man. That's for the elders right there.
I'm an elder. Y'all be forgetting how old I am.
Yeah.
Why you laughing, dope? I'm really old. Probably the second oldest person on this panel.
Ain't you like 45, 43, 40?
40 like yeah, 42, 43.
You the same
nigga,
age.
you what?
43?
Man, get the fuck out of here. It's a nigga over here that's 50. And Hank, how old are you?
Hank like
Hank,
50.
the nigga that's 50.
I'm 50.
Oh yeah, see, so damn boom, bro. Like
I said probably outside of like Hank. Because I'm pretty sure I'm
man, hold on. I'm sick of this shit. Y'all ain't gonna keep on age shaming a motherfucker. Man. God damn.
Well, man, we have to find something about you, man. Because
I see. They shit on my old ass, ain't they? Just fuck it. Oh, I better say pause after that shit. Okay. God damn.
You gotta say pause for that, bro. You might just like going to Dubai where they shit on people.
I know that's not my thing, brother. No.
We don't shame, bro.
I know that's right.
Say that for Thursdays.
Good laughs, man. Well, welcome to King Talk, man. Glad for you guys to be in attendance on the panel and off the panel. How y'all doing in the chat? Do me a favor, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are catching us on the replay. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe as well. Shout out to the sponsor. As you guys can see, it's like right there. Anson Belt Company, or right there. Anson Belt Company. That link is in the description. Go to get your belt game up. Tell them I sent you. At least click the link, man. Excellent gift. I say men love gifts. Young men love gifts. And family members that are men loves gifts. So don't say I didn't give you no options, because you definitely have one right there. Just click that link.
It's not too early to start shopping for Father's Day, because y'all they love to forget about us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
JR, anybody ever tell you like a bank robber?
I don't know where that came from, man.
God damn.
You can only see this portion of your face. It's a hat. It's covered up. It's just right here.
Mm-hmm.
Just your.
I'm going to the bank tomorrow. I'm gonna see what they do.
They calling the fucking police.
Hey,
I
Well, that's
guarantee you
racist.
slide a note and don't say nothing. They gonna hit that button.
They're not even gonna read the note. They're gonna slide on the counter, hit that little button.
Lock his ass up.
Yep.
Lock his ass up.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get this show started, man. We got a great show ahead for you guys, man. Can marriage survive cheating? Can marriage survive cheating? I thought we'd have a serious conversation tonight. Rilla's supposed to be pulling up, man. I'm gonna try to hit him up and see where he at. But I knew Chels would like this conversation right here. This one in particular.
It's interesting.
Why? Why you feel like he like it?
It was just random. It was like a drug test at a job, just random. So I'm not saying yeah, I'm not saying he has anything to do with it, man. But I've some people have been in a situation before, right? Like both ways. The man cheated, the woman cheated. But we always talking about family, keeping the family together. And so this is one of these things that actually happen more than you think. You know, they may not speak about it in public because it is a form of embarrassment, I would say. I don't think anybody wants to know that their marriage is failing unless it becomes a public situation, but it happens, right? And so when those things occur, we never really get to the root of it. There's usually a divorce that's right around the corner knocking at the door. In situations like this, and to some men, it's like non-negotiables, but you created this dynamic, you gave your vows, and I understand that some people are biblical, and they say that it is an out for them when it comes to the man or woman. So we're going to talk about it. I got a video that I'm going to play just to kind of paint the picture, as I told the gentleman before the show started, and for you guys as well. And we're going to open it up, man. We're going to go ahead and engage intentionally with this conversation and see what we come up with. I have some solution questions in there too for you folks. That's solution thumpers. Yeah, always looking for the solutions. So y'all ready to do this? With that typing away, man. Y'all need to. It's like admin typing.
My bad, bro. Let's not do this. Then you niggas gonna start talking about the fucking fire smoke detector, bro. Just chill. I type fast. You ain't gotta call no extra attention to it. I type a lot.
That motherfucker. Man, that's a skill, man. But anyhow, you can hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to that channel. Here we go.
When my husband and I first separated, once we got back together, I ended up getting pregnant. Honestly, it wasn't really the best time because we were trying to work on our marriage, rekindle our intimacy, you know, and now we have to also worry about having another baby. So we tried to make it work and just focus on ourselves. But honestly, me being pregnant and my husband was trying to work through things in his own feelings. And he kind of got to a place where he was like, look, it's too little too late. And he let me know, like, look, I just can't do this anymore. First sonogram that I got, I sent it to my husband and he didn't even respond. Like, that's how clocked out he was of our relationship. And it wasn't until I want to say like a month or two, maybe 3 months later, that I found out that he was talking to someone at his job and they were in a relationship. For the whole duration of my pregnancy, he is with that woman and we have not communicated at all. No calls, no texts. He doesn't know anything about the baby. I don't know what's going on outside of like when I have conversations with his mom and his mom is kind of telling me things. I'm believing that God is going to restore us, that he's going to change things around. And it was hard because I'm pregnant, I'm hormonal, and I love his mom, but there were even moments where talking to his mom was kind of detrimental for me because she would tell me things like, oh, you know, they're having fun and they really like each other. So in my mind, I'm thinking he's in love with her and this is it. Like, our marriage is over. And I want to also say that throughout this time, even though I wasn't talking to my husband, the Holy Spirit would tell me a lot of things. Like, sometimes I would have dreams about my husband and the Lord would just speak to me through scripture. And there were times where God would give me dreams or give me scripture, and then his mom would end up telling me something that confirmed exactly what God would tell me. So even though one part of me thought, okay, our marriage is over and he wants this other woman, I also knew that the truth of the matter was their relationship was very toxic. So fast forward now, I'm at the end of my pregnancy, and one night I'm watching this prophetic video. And at the time, I didn't really like prophetic videos too much. I was very like, you know, aware that some of these prophets are false. So I didn't really take a lot of these videos too seriously. But this night, one of the videos, they were talking about that God was going to do something in 3 days. For some reason, it stuck with me and I took mental note, okay, 3 days, something is going to happen. So the third day comes and I'm eating my bowl of cereal at night like I normally did. It was like 11 o'clock and I'm getting ready to get into bed and I lift my leg up to get into the bed and I felt like this sharp pain, like, you know, in my abdomen area. I get up and I walk to the bathroom. I go sit down and a gush of water comes out. My water breaks. So I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm calling out to my mom. She comes running out. Her first thing is, well, I'm going to go tell Donnie. And in my mind, I'm like, do not call this man. We have not talked in all the time that I've been pregnant. He's probably not going to show up. He wants nothing to do with us. She decides to go ahead and call my husband anyway. So now I'm on the toilet trying to figure out how I'm going to get up and, you know, get downstairs. I'm leaking everywhere. I'm worried about what is my husband going to think. I don't want him to think that I'm pressuring him to be there. And my mom is real adamant and I'm nervous because my first son was an emergency C-section. So I've never had to push a baby out. There was a lot going on in my mind. My mom wakes my dad up to let him know that I'm in labor right now. And she grabs my hospital bag up. We walk outside to go put the stuff in the car. And I look out into the street and I see my husband's car is parked there. So I'll come back for part 2 so I can share what happens once I realize he's outside.
It's okay, Willie. It's okay. Let me ask this question, man. Like, what makes a man check out of a relationship during a hard season like pregnancy? What will make a man check out? I'll give one reason, man. I was one of my guys, man. He didn't like the way his woman looked when she was pregnant. He didn't like the way she looked.
So I had the opposite effect because the pregnancy make the breast fuller and the nipple poke out more, and it'd be even wetter than normal. I've said this before, that pregnant coochie the best coochie ever. Y'all don't remember me saying this? All right. Maybe I don't know anything. And then you can get squirt. All right, no.
No, I ain't never had pregnant vagina, so I'm cool. That's the last thing I'm thinking about if my girl is pregnant is fucking.
What?
Yeah. That's just not my bag, big dog. I understand where you guys come from, but it just ain't for me.
You said you not having sex with your woman when she pregnant?
Fuck no.
It's not his thing.
Nigga.
Fuck no.
Ow. Oh my God. I know some of y'all got kids.
I don't want no head. I don't want none of that because now you feed my baby nut. I'm cool. I don't.
Nigga, no. If any, oh no, that's not how that works.
I'm cool.
I'm
gonna say this: if I were to have another baby, like we would have to have it. I'd have to understand going into it that I just what my woman's gonna expect. You know what I'm saying? The same amount of dick she gets before she was pregnant, and I just have to agree with it and go with it. But in the past, nah, bro, I'm cool.
So you never had sex with a pregnant woman?
No.
Wait, so
Marcus,
so
I highly doubt
what
you
you
doing? Get
doing?
him to change his perspective on this.
What am I doing? What?
So what are you doing for 9 months?
Building baby shit and playing the game. I'm minding my fucking business, making sure she's not hungry. Like I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that the motherfucker is not hormonal and tripping on me. Like I'll try to contain her emotions and all the stuff that her body going through. And then, like, my son's mom's gained at least 100 pounds having my kids. All of my kids were at least 12 pounds. So it's not like it's bro. Just understand. I'm just gonna make them 2-3 o'clock in the morning McDonald's run for a fillet of fish and a McFlurry. I'm driving, across town to go get you wings from a carry out with the extra mambo sauce. Like but the last thing I'm thinking about is trying to get some pussy while you're pregnant. And for them 9 months, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga.
So, the drought season was real for you then.
It's not really a drought, bro. I don't went years without fucking. I got to remember, I've been in the desert for a while. I've been on ships for a long time without fucking, so I'm not necessarily pressed to get it. But now that's 6 weeks after the baby. That's probably not going to work. But outside of that, while you're pregnant, I'm still not.
That's a nice little detail.
We know why Willie be so goddamn angry now.
What's that? We're not. No, trust me.
God damn!
I guarantee you, my nuts stay emptier than most motherfuckers on this panel and in this chat. I'm never angry, especially because I'm not backed up. I don't have a woman that's like. I get sex on demand when I need it.
You going to jail?
You're not talking about.
You going to jail?
That ain't what this is.
I know you might not believe it. You might not. That shit is fire. Like,
no, I listen. I believe you. There's nothing that you're saying that doesn't make me like that. I have an argument with, or I have an argument against. it's just for me personally. There is nothing that I find sexual about a woman that's pregnant. But I will also say this: it may be because both of my sons' moms, when they were pregnant, I couldn't give a fuck about neither one of them. So that may be why. Like,
so
I was the guy.
beefing?
I was the guy
Y'all
in this
beefing while they
video,
was pregnant?
minus the girlfriend part.
Y'all was beefing while they was pregnant?
No, I don't think we was beefing. I was just done.
So when for my first baby, I had morning sickness. Like I was so in tune with that shit, I started getting sick. I think I got sicker than her based off of the kid coming.
Yeah, my first baby, I was deployed when he was born. I left when she was 2 months pregnant. She got pregnant the first time we had sex because she had just came back from deployment and I was getting ready to go on one. So we were doing workups and shit. Then my 15-year-old, that was an accident. My family tried to get us back together during Christmas. So I just took some convenient pussy, and then that's where my 16-year-old, he turned 16 today, as a matter of fact. That's where that came from.
Nigga, you don't believe in condoms?
Why? I'm not fucking. We were still married. I'm not. What? Like, mind you, I'm the guy that didn't have sex without a condom until he was married.
This is the result of that. She just got her hair done. She wanted to show.
Yeah. So I'm super familiar with it. And then my youngest two kids, mom. Yeah. I left her for like a year and a half, and then came back, and then that's where baby girl came from. So.
Did you say you didn't start using condoms until you got married?
No, I said I didn't stop using condoms. I'd never had sex without a condom until I've been married for over a year. The first time I had sex without a condom is when my 19-year-old was conceived. So if moral of the story is I'm saying I'm 4 for 4, saying hitting shit raw. You need to understand, like you say, you need a mathematical equation to make it make more sense.
All right, let's go ahead and get back on track.
but all right, we gonna get back. But hey, real shit, you need to experience that though.
That's the thing.
You got to put that on your bucket list, bro.
It's not on my bucket list, big dog. I mean, like if my lady get pregnant, then cool. I'm fairly certain I'm not gonna be able to deny her. But the people that came before her, it was just like, listen, I'll get you all the toys and vibrators you need, but I can't do it.
Okay.
If you ever do, please come back and tell us. And
I promise I'll report back to the King Talk if it happens.
He's gonna put his swim trunks on and he's gonna have his eyewear on.
Boy, you stupid.
JR, you know exactly what I'm talking about there.
Man, I open my eyes in salt water, so I don't need no fucking goggles. We good.
All right. What makes a man check out the relationship during the hard season like pregnancy? If anybody want to add to this, if you know somebody, ain't got to be nothing personal, but just have you heard anything? Where does a man mind go during this season?
I feel like before. I don't remember why. I don't remember why I checked out during that time. It was a long time ago. So
when you say check out, what do you mean?
I just knew when my son's mom was 4 months pregnant. Like I didn't touch her again after that point, like till this day. So I don't remember why though, but I remember vividly that I haven't touched her since that point.
So you just didn't touch her, or was it a step?
Like I didn't. Our relationship ended shortly after he was born. I don't remember necessarily like why I stopped. What I lost. To kind of make me create that distance. Yeah.
I seen somebody else come off the mic. Who was that?
I said fear.
Fear. Fear what?
That's one of the things. Fear of being a father. Right, like being a father is the most important job a man can have, and if it's your first child, you should be scared. And I think that sometimes that's enough to make a man check out. It's also enough to make a man really like lean in. Right, like a man could get a woman pregnant that he's just not really that into, and him getting her pregnant is enough to make him lean into the relationship also. So I mean, having kids is life changing for everybody involved, and it's obvious that every time a man gets a woman pregnant, a man isn't necessarily ready to be a father, isn't necessarily ready to be in a relationship with that woman. So I say fear is one of them. I mean, of course, you have other shallow things like, oh, I didn't find her attractive anymore. I'm kind of with M. White. To me, pregnant women are beautiful. So I think fear is a big one.
I'm co-signing that. I think I was so afraid because when I found out I was having a daughter, I initially felt like I was gonna have nothing to contribute. I'm like, I've never been a woman before. I don't know how to coach her and being a woman. Like, oh, what am I gonna do? I was stressing myself out about it. Like, just so concerned with wanting to be a great father. I was scared. I ain't gonna hold you. I was worried that I was just gonna fail at the task. Like, yeah.
When my oldest was born, I found out he was pregnant, and I was gone. While I was gone, I was trying to read all the parenting books. But then, people was telling me, like, if you had a good father, you'll be fine. But when I came back, I went and got certified as EMT, so I could, just in case I had to do some life-saving shit. And I will say that me focusing on being a good dad and making sure that, that he was provided for and that she was getting the support she needed, probably prolonged our relationship because I wasn't in a space where I could focus on all the reasons why I wanted to leave, and then ended up staying longer because we were raising the kid together. At the end of the day, 2-parent household better than whatnot. But also, as saying, after the end of the day, the military always wins. So if you got a family and if that family's not super solid, or it's not like it's unshakable, it's going to definitely end.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I think another factor that plays a role is dealing with the potential mood swings and hormones of that woman as well. That can definitely cause anxiety if a man is in a fearful space with fatherhood and taking on that other responsibility. So I think that's another factor as well.
You know what fixed those mood swings, Biz? So JR,
y'all know not every, I don't know how y'all not every woman looks the same during pregnancy too. Not to say that it should matter, right? It's your woman, you should love her no matter how she looks. But some women, I think you should. But some women flourish during pregnancy and they start glowing. I know women who look like they lost weight when they got pregnant. Like my sister, she was big, she got pregnant, she looked like her waist started slimming, face started clearing up. Like some women do that, but then you got other women who they go the opposite direction. They start to not look like themselves and stuff like that. So that's a thing too.
Yeah, I've seen a lady online who lost like 4 teeth, and then her hair changed, her skin complexion changed, the shape of her face changed. She's like a completely different person. Like completely.
That baby must have been a vampire because it kicked her ass. She losing her teeth. That's crazy.
I know women who
baby she had. She must have had a baby that was a meth head. Like, why are her teeth falling out?
No, Willie. I know women who lost their vision. Teeth started, messing up. Like pregnancy can really.
Yeah, they need to abort those babies if that's what's going on. Like the fuck you going blind and have a baby? No,
I don't think it's necessarily the baby. I think some women get pregnant differently. Like some women experience pregnancy differently than other women. It's crazy.
Yeah, I get that, but going blind and your teeth falling out. If I was a woman and they said, hey, if you let a nigga nut in you get pregnant, your teeth might fall out and you might go blind. I'm never having sex. Like that's a great birth control. That's a great deterrent for me.
Women are actually talking about that these days. Like if you go on the internet, like a lot of women are like, yo, like it's not having babies because it's not a good experience and it's just not a,
the women think like that, they shouldn't have kids no way. That's cool. They're gonna be terrible mothers. So
I think when you get into understanding hormones and having to supplement them, that's a whole other world. So if you're not taking care of yourself while you're pregnant, supplementing whatever vitamins, minerals, etc. You don't have a good diet. You're not walking, doing some type of movement, exercise. Hell yeah, that shit is gonna tear your ass up. Even for men, as we age, if you're not replacing those essential minerals and supplement vitamins, you're not eating properly. That shit is gonna tear your ass up as well. So I think that is people will get, in most cases, women would get into a position of where they'll become lazy, or they were already lazy and now they're lazier. So now you have this stress that they're taking on top of going through this hormonal change, which just all adds to it.
I don't agree with you, Viz, when it comes to so I absolutely, health is wealth, right? You should always be, active and eating the right things. But when it comes to women in pregnancy, I don't think it's as easy as, get the vitamins in there, and you'll feel better. Or, I think certain women just literally, it's in their genetic code. So when they get pregnant, it's going to be rough for them. They can you take the vitamins, you can do all of that. It's just going to be a rough pregnancy for them because that's just how they carry. And you got other women like one of my children's moms, she popped babies out so easy. My daughter came out like butter as soon as we got there. No crying, no none of that, But my son mom was like, the world was, crashing down. So it's just, some women is just different.
But why were their world crashing in? I mean, there again has to be some type of factors that's taking place, and in most cases, if not all, it's going to be something along the lines with their hormones. That's why hormonal replacement and therapy is such a big thing, especially if you're pregnant.
I think that's the part about us being human, that it's a slight bit of arrogance about being human, where we want to think we have answers to certain things. We want to think 1 + 1 = 2. This is how you fix this. But I think some things we just don't have answers to. Maybe you can try it. One day, just kind of, hey, take these. You have rough pregnancies. Take these pills and take these vitamins and see if that fixes everything. Or eat this and eat that and start walking. I don't find it to be that.
I put up a stat in 2023, Black women faced a maternal mortality rate of 50.3 deaths per 100,000 live births, compared to just 14.5 per 100,000 for white women, meaning Black women were more than 3 times as likely to die from pregnancy-related causes. So pregnancy is a real deal when it comes to it's something serious. It is something serious. Trey, we can't hear you if you're talking. No, we can't hear you.
I got a joke, but it's not really a joke.
No, let that shit fly, G. Go ahead.
I'm gonna type it in the chat.
How about now? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh shit, that's what was going on. Okay, I was like, damn, why did he cut me off like that?
Well, we thought you was on mute talking on the phone.
My bad. All right, so I get it that there's not an answer to everything, but the stats that JR just read off, our health in general is like that. But a lot of us don't get checked out. A lot of us are not seeing a doctor like that. A lot of the women are not going to their GYN and are not taking prenatal vitamins and are not walking and doing everything else that they're supposed to be doing. Of course, there's going to be outliers, right? Nothing's absolute, but we do understand that if you are taking care of yourself, then you are dramatically decreasing the likelihood of you having health issues. It's just that we don't either have insurance or use our insurance, or we're just not being diligent about taking care of ourselves. I think if we do that more, then we'll have safer pregnancies. That Marcus, you disagree? What happened?
No, shit. I'm laughing at Shells. He just read what I wrote in the chat.
Oh, yeah. But I think that if we pay more attention to it, we'd be a lot better off. Because I have seen some women who have went through rough pregnancies, and from what I saw, when I asked certain questions, they weren't doing a lot of the things that you were told you're supposed to do during a pregnancy.
All right, Hank, you want to get in on this?
Man, I'm not gonna touch this shit.
Hink's taking the elder statesman wise role. He's like, I'm gonna let you young guys talk about this one. Like my wife in the chat. He's smart. I see what you did there.
But can you answer the question that's going across the bottom of the screen? No, or are you talking about you can't get on the women?
Well, I'm talking about the current question. So, what makes a man check out of a relationship during a hard season like pregnancy? I mean, you know, let me say this: most men check out, man, because I think they just fed up with it, whatever, and I don't think it has nothing to do with pregnancy. Pregnancy is probably going to maybe recalibrate, maybe think, but then he's gonna realize she gonna say some crazy and then just not touch it. You know, he just because he don't want to be there. I mean, I think Real Dope said it. You know, what I'm saying he had his child and he's ready to get up out of her. He probably shouldn't have never had a child in that situation, but she got pregnant on purpose to try to keep him around. Some women use those type of tactics. So yeah, other than that, yeah, I mean it goes both ways though. Yeah, man, I know they say when a woman's fed up, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Man, same way. He just moves differently than most women. Women will outright verbally tell you. A man will move in silence and let you know in a quiet way that he's done.
So, Hank, let me ask you this: when you said a woman gets pregnant on purpose, what do you mean by that?
Well, some women try to use a child to try to maintain the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep them there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like maybe she's trying to get over and get some money. Now, I'm not talking about that type of situation. But she's trying to use it to save a relationship. We've seen that. We hear about stories like that. You know what I'm saying? A woman to get pregnant and you know, to try to fix the marriage. And I think that's the worst thing to do. So that's what I mean.
Right, but the only thing about that is it's impossible for her to do that without the male's cooperation. Well, nearly impossible. There's probably almost no case where she could just get pregnant on purpose. Like, you got to cooperate.
I mean, they still he's still getting ass. He's still busting nuts, and she was always on the pill. For some reason, she decided, you know, just to stop taking it. A month later, he has a desire to want to do it again, and she mess around and get pregnant.
Yeah, it's a multitude of ways a woman can get pregnant by herself, as long as she has a guy willing to have sex with her. She could have been on birth control, stopped taking her pills, and then he think, you know, she's clear to shoot the club up. He's been doing it for years. She didn't tell him she stopped taking birth control. She didn't tell him she took the IUD out. She didn't tell him that she didn't get the implant renewed. So if you know that you're fertile and you keep fucking a dude, you got pregnant on purpose.
Right. So, you know, like you said, by yourself, you made sure you strapped up pretty much almost all of the time to avoid a situation like that. So what I'm saying is that a woman can't never really trap you. The one way that you can assume control is either have an A1 pullout game, or you strap up, and there's no way that she could take control over that situation.
But why would you pull out on your wife if you know she's taking a birth control pill? Why would you pull out then?
Shit, I got my wife pregnant twice on birth control.
Yeah, I was gonna say, women, you can get somebody pregnant while they on a contraceptive.
My son is an IUD. My youngest son is an IUD baby. So again, all of that shit y'all talking sound cool, but the only thing a man can do to not expose himself to being trapped is to not fuck the woman. Because at the end of the day, once the baby is conceived, we have no say if that baby is brought to term or not. It's only up to the mother. So unless you're gonna tell dudes to stop fucking these chicks, which is not gonna happen.
No, just strap up, like you said.
I take the birth control every morning, but when you breastfeeding, they got like low hormonal, different pills, and
low estrogen.
It don't work all the time. So
yeah, strap it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
but Trev, I'm not strapping up with my wife. This is my wife. Why am I strapping up with her?
No, I'm not strapping up either.
So if you don't want to get her pregnant, right? If that's your wife, right? Y'all got that type of relationship. It's different. Like that, get pregnant on purpose with your wife is something different. Like that, I can't see how often that would happen. If it's your wife, y'all on the same page, or she probably shouldn't be your damn wife, for real. But like the girls that we were actually talking about, you probably should strap up or have an A1 pullout game, one or the other. But
everybody's talking about their wives though. Who in here is talking about having babies with random women? If everybody up here is talking
that's
about
what's happening. Most of us are born out of wedlock, right?
Oh well, I don't
majority.
know about that. So that part I can't speak to. Having kids out of wedlock, that's not my bag. So
right, but that's what majority of people is though.
Born out of wedlock and random babies are different.
It can, and I think the conversation started with saying that a woman is trapping or having the baby by themselves.
Yeah.
You can't do that if you're married.
You can't
you trap a married dude.
You can do that even while married.
So your wife got a cousin with a baby while you're married.
Yeah, I have a cousin who what I just described is a family member, a cousin, like I said, who's got in that situation where he was ready to leave. He was on his way out, and she got pregnant. She come up pregnant because she wasn't taking the pills no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's what she decided to do, to try to figure a way out to keep him in there longer, to maybe try to work it out. But he was already gun-ho about leaving. He wasn't going to stay. This is where he's going to be. He don't mind co-parenting and do what you got to do. He was just out. But she tried to do that in order to try to maybe save it, hold on to it, or to keep him around. Whatever her reasons was, that's what she did. So I wouldn't put it past nobody to do that, married or unmarried.
So he was checked out of the marriage, but he was still cracking a raw.
Yeah, yes, that's where he fucked up.
Yeah, like this.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
of course, for sure.
That then removes her trapping him. Like it was. This was something that he willingly did.
He willingly had sex with her. He doesn't have any say if she keeps the baby or not.
Yeah, she always was she was always on the pill. That's the thing. She went as far as taking the pills out, looking like she was taking them. Like she didn't skip a beat. Everything was everything. That's how she was moving and operating.
I don't think he's absolving his cousin from full responsibility he's just telling you the intention of the woman, which was to deceive.
It's crazy for a woman to try to have a baby with a nigga who don't even like her right now. Like she said they was going through shit. She said they were having problems. It was a hard time for them. And she thought that having a baby was gonna make things better. She's dumb.
I mean, she may be dumb, but I mean they're married though.
What's that mean?
I'm not. I think just off the strength of them being married, of course, a baby isn't going to save a marriage, but for some people, men and women, they may have that thought process that, okay, well, maybe we had a kid before and that brought us closer together, or maybe we never had kids and maybe the fact that we haven't had kids is what's pushing us apart. And maybe this will bring us together. So, I mean, that's I would think any person's thought process if they are trying to fix their marriage to where they don't want to lose their husband or wife. I'm just assuming.
Yeah, I think that if you plan on checking out of a relationship and y'all kids are just about of age to where they don't need all of that, and then you have a baby, and now even if you leave that relationship, you got a whole nother 18 years or whatever of being with that person. I think that's deep. That's
having a baby when your relationship is fucked up is like losing your job and then going to go get a brand new car. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
it's just like I don't have empathy for people who do shit like that, especially when a woman is the one that has the final say if a baby's born. So if she was mature, she would be like, yeah, having a baby right now is not the best thing. And then, she went and did what she had to do.
And the thing about it, we seen it go the opposite way. We seen dudes mess around, man, I like this girl, I'm going to keep her, and mess around and get her pregnant on purpose. We seen this shit. So we can't act like it. Motherfuckers don't get people pregnant or get pregnant on purpose.
Yeah, but those dudes still want the woman. Clearly, this nigga didn't like her.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, if he didn't like her, then why is he having sex with her?
Are you sure? JR, don't do that, bro. You know how many times you done fucked the girl that you necessarily didn't like because the pussy was right there in front of you, or it was already there, or you'd already made the drive. You was like, oh, well, she called you, and you was 15 minutes away instead of the 40 minutes away she usually are when you at the house, and you stopped by and got that mediocre midday pussy. Come on, bro.
I did it.
No, hell no, bro.
JR had to take a sit behind that. He might be right.
He's trying to speak for the people here. Trying not. I'm gonna play the rest of this video and see what she got to say about this.
My husband standing out there. I get on my dad's van and we head to the hospital. Whole time we're on the way to the hospital, I keep looking back in the rearview mirror and seeing my husband like just keeping up with my dad. So I get to the emergency room, they put us in a wheelchair, and now we're just waiting for them to bring me into a room. So as I'm sitting there, my husband is there with us, but we're not saying a word to each other. So I changed into like the gown and things like that. Once I changed into the gown, they basically allowed me to like walk through the hallways to kind of make the labor progress. As I'm walking in the hallways, my mom is behind me and my husband is sitting on a chair. They had some chairs up against the wall and he's knocked out because he was working overnight job. Mind you, it is 11 o'clock, so he's literally snoring out loud. I'm walking, contractions are coming on strong. So we finally get back to the room. My husband is also sitting in the room and my mom is there with me, and I'm still walking around because now I'm like, the contractions are hitting real bad. So I'm like, where's the epidural? Now I'm sitting on the hospital bed about to get the epidural, and they tell you like, don't move because it could hit a nerve or something like that. And the doctor ends up telling my husband, oh, come and hold her. This doctor doesn't know how my husband and I are, that we haven't talked. So my husband comes over and he just holds on to me, and y'all, I swear, when he put his hands on me, it like brought me so much peace. Like I felt so much more comfortable. It was like once I get the epidural, I'm just laying there. My husband is still there. Like he's still sitting in that chair. We're not talking. My mom is not really talking to me, and we're just waiting for my cervix to dilate even more. After about an hour, my cervix is dilated completely and I end up starting to push. So I push, the baby comes out. Y'all, I have no idea what's going on with my husband or my mom or anybody. I'm just tired. Fast forward, now they move us to the room after you give birth. I forget what the room is called. And my mom ends up leaving. My husband ends up leaving. So I never get to tell him like, I want you to stay. We had zero conversation. My mom ends up FaceTiming me and basically just trying to say goodnight for the night because she knew like nobody was coming back and I wasn't expecting anybody to. So here I am preparing to be with my baby by myself for the first night. And mentally I was ready. I was like, all right, this is just what it is. So I turn the TV on. I'm laying in the bed watching the TV and I hear a knock at the door. I'm thinking it's because y'all know when you have babies, the nurses are coming in and out constantly all day, and there is a curtain right in front of the door. So the person opens the door and walks in. I still can't see them until they pull the curtain back. They pull the curtain back and it's my husband, y'all. And not only is it just him, he has a bouquet of flowers in his hand. So I am completely shocked. He walks in, he sits on the bed in front of me, and for like 30 seconds, we're just looking at each other, just silent. He hands me the flowers, I take them, I put them on the table, and we're back to silence again. So he starts to talk to me. I remember specifically what he said he was doing before he had got to the hospital. So he said he was in the shower and he was on his way to go be with the woman that he was with. And he said something in him was telling him, I don't want to go be with her. I want to go be with my wife. I want to go be with Zaysha. He said he called his mom and told his mom how he felt. And his mom said, well, then go be with your wife. So he said he got out of the shower, went to go grab some flowers, and came to me. And right after that conversation, it was like nothing had ever happened. It was like we were not separated. It was like we hadn't stopped talking. He ended up picking up the baby and sitting next to me, and he was trying to help me breastfeed, y'all. And all I could think about was the prophetic word that I saw, that in 3 days something was going to happen. And on the third day, that is exactly what happened. The next day we get up and we're sitting in the hospital bed, and it's like kind of early in the day, and my husband is sitting next to me and he's on his phone, and I notice that her name pops up on the screen. I don't tell him that I noticed this. I just take note of it, and I'm kind of discouraged, but I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna let it go. So the next day we spend the whole day at the hospital because our son had jaundice, and then they finally let us go towards the end of the day. So he drives us back to my mom's house and he ends up leaving. I'm thinking that, okay, this is it. Like, everything's okay. He's going to stop talking to this woman. And no, that is not what happened. I want to say for the next couple of weeks, I honestly can't remember how long it was, but there were moments where he would show up to spend time with me and the baby and to see, our oldest son. And then he would go and leave to go be with her. And I specifically remember one time we're all laying in the bed together and it just felt so comfortable. It felt so right. And he ends up getting a call. And I knew that it was her. And as soon as he got off the phone, he was like, I gotta go. I was so discouraged that at one point I sent him a text and I basically was like, you win. Like, we can get a divorce. I'm not fighting for this anymore. I remember he texted me and was like, okay, Zaysha. Just very upset. But God used my text message and he turned it all around for our good. So come back for part 3 so I can finish telling you how this story ends.
We get it. We get it. Fuck.
You know, I think sometimes this is what some relationships need, right? I don't think all, I don't think most, but I think that from what I'm hearing, he was checked, and he probably was checked out before the pregnancy, but for whatever reason, this has awakened something within their relationship, probably for both of them. I'm not saying it had to happen the way it happened, but for whatever, it happened the way it happened, and it seems that their relationship might have a resurgence after it. So we'll see.
Buddy is finna put himself on child support and go be with the woman he wants to be with. Like, he came back for the baby, did what you're supposed to do, and now he back with the woman he want to be with. I don't. Why is this fucking story 3 parts? Like, we know what happens now.
No, I think their marriage come back.
Shout
That's
to the
my
moms
vote.
for supporting dude no matter what decision he make. She just behind, bro. I hear you for that. I think it was just co-parenting for real. I don't believe that it's going to be a happy ending, even if it's to be continued. I don't think he's ultimately going to be with her. There's something about her that he just doesn't like. I could taste it a little bit, but yeah, it's probably something he just really don't like about her anymore, or just realize, you know what, man, this out here, I'm gonna go ahead and do something else. So he's gonna end up leaving that lady for his side joint.
Yeah, and don't forget, this ain't their first kid. They already got a baby.
I think they get back together.
All right.
Listen, I would, if she talks this much telling a story, I can only imagine what he's been dealing with every day, listening to shit about what happened at work, or you know what happened when she went out with her girl. So I understand. Like, she said a whole lot to not say nothing.
I don't think he's torn between her and the other woman. I think he likes the other woman more. I think he's torn between the other woman and his innate responsibilities as a man. And if you've ever witnessed your child being born, it's a miracle. And in those moments, even in those moments, your heart opens up. You know what I mean? And so it's easy to be present for a woman, regardless of y'all's relationship, when she's in that moment of actually having a baby. But once it's over, it's easy to go back to what you really want to the person you really want to be with. So I don't think it's about her. I don't think he wants her. I think he's torn between trying to be or do what he believes is the right thing to do as a man by his child, or whatever his religious beliefs are, or whatever the case may be. But he really digging the other chick.
I think you guys kind of tapped into my question too. I'm gonna go to you, Viz. You can speak on this, but also answer this question: what does being present mean when you are tired or stressed? But go ahead, Viz.
Did she touch on why they were in that space of conflict in the beginning?
No, she hasn't said anything yet. Well, I mean, clearly it's another woman, but we don't know.
I'm just curious. Was there another woman before she got pregnant though, or is
she
it
didn't
just
mention?
Yeah, like this.
Now that would be nasty if he was hitting both of them, and then no, you can't do that. You can't be hitting them both off. That's a no-no.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to how.
Word.
I'm just curious to how they even got into that space. For her to even try to fix it by getting pregnant, and then 2, staying with him while knowing that he's cheating. You know, so I'm curious. You know, did he find out that she was cheating?
Oh, she was cheating?
No, it was him that was cheating. But I think y'all make some interesting points because on one hand, Vid spoke on this about the woman staying while he was cheating. I mean, she technically she can leave her. I'm not sure if she subscribed to biblical principles, but she could leave. But when it comes to keeping that family together, like, how do you guys feel? Because some people say he's going to be on his way out, but would you guys give him some advice and say that he needs to stay and stick it out and work it out with his family?
Hell no.
Okay.
He needs to do what's best for them. He needs to just be a present father. I'm never going to tell a man to stay with a woman just because they got kids. Fuck no.
I agree with Willie.
Well, I'm going to say this. I think it depends on what's the reason why they separating anyway, are about to get a divorce. It depends. Now, if it's something, you know, they definitely have a good hard conversation on the couch about and then get through it. Yeah, I would. I would definitely do that. But if it's something, you know, cheating, or he physically assault her, or she physically assault him, yeah, I wouldn't. I'd say, man, get the fuck on. But it depends on what's the reason they're separating.
Yeah, I agree with Hank. I agree with Hank.
You don't think that a woman can learn from, you know, like you can pretty much let her know, set your boundaries, like, hey, don't put your hands on me again, and you don't think you can move forward from that?
No, because a woman shouldn't move forward
putting
from
hands on you.
A woman shouldn't move forward from a man putting his hands on her. Hell no.
No.
Like,
yeah,
if you hit me,
if it get to the point where we're putting hands on each other, ain't no coming back from that. It's always going to escalate each time after that.
If you hit me and don't somehow end up with CTE, that means that we're definitely over. Like, there's no way. There's no version of a motherfucker putting their hands on me that our relationship continues after that.
No.
Like, no version. Because if I put my hands on you, there's no version of that where I'm not going to jail. Like, once it becomes physical, that shit is over.
So
not only that, man. It's just that's the respect you talk about, right? Real dope. You always talking about a woman emasculating or being this way. That's disrespectful if she put hands on you or you put hands on her. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
I can't do that, man. No, I don't play that shit.
No woman is putting her hands on a man she respects.
No.
Like, and then she telling you she think you a hoe because she put her hands on you.
Okay, so I hear that y'all saying that y'all don't think that a man should stay, but my question is more so: do you think that people can't? Do you think that a relationship can grow from a woman who did do that, try to put her hands on a man?
Nope.
Do you think that No,
that's her character. She's not gonna change. That's the thing, right? Old women don't change. You know what I'm saying? They just evolve a little bit. They don't. There's nothing about a 40-year-old woman that's willing to put her hands on a nigga that at 44 and some counseling she's not gonna be able to put her hands on a nigga for. Same thing for a dude. It's just in her or it's in him. So now you can't get past that. Like, I believe you can turn a hoe into a housewife before I believe you can turn an abuser into, you know what I'm saying, a pacifist.
Okay. I don't agree with y'all with this one when it comes to I think that you can teach a woman at it, you know. I don't know about when she's 55, 65, stuff like that, but you can teach a woman that's 30, you can teach a woman that's 35, you know, maybe even 40. And you can set boundaries. Like some women come from relationships and lives where that's normal to them. And you might have to do a lot of unlearning and relearning for them. But I do think that a relationship can move forward from that personally.
Yeah, but real dope. You realize a woman who's willing to physically abuse you. You realize a woman who's willing to physically abuse you is also willing to verbally abuse you. It's just not going to stop by just putting hands on you, and that's all she willing to verbally abuse you. Not only privately, she's probably more willing to do it in public because that's no respect she had for him.
I've never seen a woman just jump to putting hands on a nigga. It's always her mouth first. It always start with her mouth, and then the mouth shit get too crazy, and then she put her hands on him, and then he the bad guy when he punch her ass in the mouth back. Like, I don't agree with men hitting women, but I do understand men defending themselves. But what I also don't condone is I don't condone women hitting men, but I do condone women defending themselves. So I'm fair on both sides. But if a woman is trying to fight a man who hasn't hit her or hasn't done anything to her and just said something he didn't like or did something she didn't like, if he's not gonna put her head between the washer and dryer in response, then he just needs to walk away. Because at that point, it's just two motherfuckers fighting.
And so imagine a woman's gonna bring, if a woman puts hands on, she's gonna bring the worst out in you, because now you're gonna respond. You know, you may respond like what Willie just said, him put hands on her, or you may respond in a different way by ending her, and that's not gonna be good either way, dog. So no, I wouldn't recommend nobody stay in that situation.
Yeah, I would even say, I would even say in that case, even if it doesn't get to the point where she puts hands on you, she damn near gonna call her brother, cousin, get some random person on the street involved, you know, to where you now have to defend yourself and everything is being escalated. I think just dealing with women that are willing to go to that extent is not worth it in no way, shape, or form.
You're gonna fuck around and get your brother or your cousin killed. Like, and the thing is, when women do that, they never tell like what they did to warrant what happened. They never tell their side of the story. They just go be like, "You're my brother, protect me from the consequences of my actions." So they'll say like, "Damn," they be like, "Yeah, dope punched me in my face." She's not gonna tell that saying she threw a boiling pot of water at his ass and tried to pour grits on him. She just gonna make it seem like she's the victim, and then gonna get her brother and make him a crash dummy, because then he go over to the dope house and get shot in the face. Like,
Lock his ass up.
Once that violent shit happens, y'all just gotta move.
No, I think y'all making good points in terms of the smart decision. I think based on what y'all said, it does make more sense for a guy just to leave, because what she can say happen and what can happen, how it can escalate, how other people can get involved, you know, even if you don't necessarily put your hands on her and stuff like that. So I think it's a smart decision. However, do I think that a relationship can move forward from that? Yeah, but it may not be advisable for guys to even try it.
Yeah, dope. It's possible, right? Because people can grow, people can learn and develop, but I would never recommend anybody to do that, because odds are it's going to continue. And you got to understand, it was said earlier that a woman who would hit you has no respect for you. And if she has no respect for you, she can't possibly love you. A woman can't love a man that she doesn't respect. So you got to take that into consideration. So a woman that takes it that far to even take an action and choose violence against you, you have to understand where she is mentally. And do you feel like she's worth that? Like, you got to think about yourself sometimes. Like, if she has no consideration for me, my feelings, or my well-being, why do I want to pour any type of energy into that individual?
I don't think that a woman who tries to hit you necessarily doesn't respect you.
That's crazy.
Let me finish it though.
Damn.
The reason I say that is because I don't know about y'all. I know a woman tried to hit me before after she had caught me cheating or whatever. But it was all out of emotion. I till this day I think she respected the fuck out of me. But in that moment, she tried to her hands started flying a little bit.
I think that's a different scenario though.
If a woman respects you, she gonna check herself. All that emotional bullshit women be on, like, oh, I'm a girl, I'm emotional, I'm hormonal. If she respects you, she gonna check that shit herself, because she respects you, and then she understands what happens if she doesn't. So a woman who's willing to hit you doesn't respect you under no circumstances, regardless of what you did, regardless of how it happened or how she found out or how she feels. If she puts her hands on you, or even just verbally disrespects you, she doesn't respect you at all.
Yeah, I think it's contextual. I think it does depend on the situation and also where she comes from.
Real dope. No, you can't put this message out here like this, because you got some young man gonna be watching this. Yeah, I'm gonna accept her whooping my goddamn ass, because I watch him. I'm gonna get her ass beaten on her daddy, and they just fight all the time. They volatile people. That's some bullshit, dog. Shouldn't no man or no individual accept to get hands put on them like that? There's no excuse, none at all, to put your hands on me. Because if I respond the way you respond, it's not going to be nice. So why am I gonna put myself in a situation? I'm setting myself up for failure if I do some shit like that. And then my kids, they see that shit. They think that shit all right. My daughter, she think that shit all right. So now she gonna try the next man. And guess what? That man's gonna be just as emotional as her, and he gonna violate her by putting hands on her. Nah, hell no, we're not doing this.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I know
Real
that's
dope.
right.
What's the likelihood you think that the woman would cheat on you if she wasn't to put her hands on you?
A billion
I don't
percent.
Come
know.
on, dog. I think it's high.
Boy,
For
if she put her hands on you, she'll put somebody else's dick in her mouth. Like, ain't no. What are we talking? Like, that's common sense.
God damn.
I think real dope. It sounds like your perspective comes from a place of like guilt. Like, I cheated, so I feel bad. And so maybe I deserve for her to put her hands on me. Or maybe that's why you kind of have that like I could give her leeway.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like it's okay for her to put her hands on me. But I think that if you come from a place where this may be normal to some degree to you, and eventually it comes out, of course, like I checked it when it happened. That's the only time she ever tried that. But I don't think that means that woman doesn't respect you, especially if it happens for a reason that is something that can take her to a certain place emotionally, potentially. I think all women are crazy, personally, in my opinion. I think they all got some of it in them. They got crash out inside of them. Yeah, somewhere inside of them, they got crash out in them. But yeah, that's just my take. I don't think that a woman necessarily doesn't respect you if she gets to a certain point, to a breaking point, and she tries to hit you, and that's something that's kind of normal to her, even if it's the first time she's ever tried it. I don't think that we can necessarily say that she just doesn't respect you.
So real dope. Here's the problem with that, right? Here's the problem with that. What happens is when you say that all women are crazy, right? Oh, okay, cool. The problem is you're absolving them of all responsibility when you do that. You're saying that women have no control, so it's basically not their fault. Crash out is part of your DNA. You were supposed to crash out. This is something that maybe you just can't help. When you do that, you relinquish every bit of responsibility that they had. So it's I don't like to hear that, because now women will feel like it's okay for them to crash out because it's supposed to be part of their nature, but not us, right? Who have a bunch of testosterone. We're not supposed to crash out. If I found my chick cheating and then I decide to have hands swinging, then it's going to be a big problem. And there's just no justification. Nobody's going to want to hear what it is that she did. There's no way that I'm going to get away with that, no matter what it is or how egregious it may have seemed. She could have been getting a gangbang ran on her, and they're not going to excuse me for whooping tail when I come home and find that gangbang.
Mm-hmm. The reason that I don't agree, and it's just based on what I've observed. I could be wrong, right? But I've observed women, a lot of women more than men, than what I've seen, will set a house on fire with her inside of it just to set you on fire. They will sink a ship just because you're on a ship, even if they're on a ship. I don't think men typically do that as much as women, but I just think it's the nature of women. I'm not saying that they're not. Absolutely, we're adults. We all responsible for everything. But a woman she'll say, that nigga like his ass ate. I know because I ate his ass. Like they'll say, like they will they're like, that nigga got HIV. I know because he gave it to me. Now, like they just, I think they'll do that.
What are you talking about?
I think Dope has a point that I could kind of understand. So let's say you get caught cheating, right? And your girl, it's the cheaters. You're on the show Cheaters. A bunch of niggas come out with cameras and shit, whatever, right? If she square up with you and get to swinging on you, that's one thing. But if she doing like a little pity pat, oh, Dope, why you do this? Some shit like that, then to me, that's kind of like that's just her reacting to the situation.
Yeah.
Now, if she square up with you, you know what I'm saying, and she throwing actual hands, that's something completely different in my opinion. I would see it. I would see it differently in that aspect. Of course, at the same time, it's wrong, but I could understand from that perspective.
Now, I just want to make it clear. I never had a woman square up with me like, "Yo, let's fight." Like, I never
No,
had
that's a goddamn lie. She whooping your ass. She whooping your goddamn ass.
You said she was throwing hands, bro. You said hands. No, like, don't try to clean that shit up now. You cooked already, bro.
She was just she was just kind of she was like yelling a little bit, and her hand started to, and I had to grab her hands.
I know that's right.
I had to grab her.
She hit with that windmill.
So, you know, like, do you think you encourage?
But it's a different type of crazy to like square up with a nigga like, yo, like that's a different type of crazy.
For sure.
Real dope. In your life, at any point, do you think you encourage women to like show their attraction or how much they liked you by acting crazy?
Never, no. I wasn't one of them. I wasn't one of them type of dudes. I found reasons to cut women off the second that I had the reason. There was no like, oh, she crazy, and we fucking with each other on and off. It's like, oh, I got my reason, I'm out.
So you ain't one of those dudes that sit there and say crazy pussy the best pussy, is it?
Never.
No, that actually is true.
Y'all said crazy pussy.
Sorry. It is. That shit is true. That shit is true. Don't
Take me off. How many times I got to tell y'all about that?
No, if nothing else,
I co-sign that.
I do not want it.
Y'all better learn that like a woman who don't respect you is not to be trusted, but by any means. If she doesn't respect you, don't trust shit about her. If her feelings are temperamental or based on how like her day was or like what's going on in her life, don't trust her. Like you cannot trust a woman who doesn't respect you. Like that is the dumbest. That's the second dumbest thing a man can do with a woman. The first is fucking a girl you don't like, that you don't already, that you want to leave because now you end up like this nigga here. But you can't trust. There's nothing about a woman that is to be trusted when she doesn't respect. Like, I go so far as to say if like she doesn't respect and revere you to a certain extent, you can't trust shit about her. Don't put nothing past her. If it looks funny, it probably is, and pay attention to everything. One thing that life has taught me is that when people don't respect you, you can't trust them. You can't think they're going to ever have your best interest at heart, and you can't put shit past them. Applying that to women, you know what I'm saying, is tenfold. If a woman doesn't respect you, there is nothing that she won't do. Nothing. She can love you. If she doesn't respect you, there is nothing she won't do. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm co-signing that. I think you 100% right.
Yeah. I won't put it out there too. I've said this before. I don't think a woman can actually hit me anyway. I don't think that I just feel that way. Like I don't feel like a woman.
His ass up.
That's different.
Lock his ass
but
up.
I'm just saying in general, like, and maybe that's why I'm saying it's like I never actually got hit in the face by a woman. I don't think a woman can. I don't think women typically can fight that good to get me to land a clean shot on me. So my reflexes is just I'm slipping everything. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah, sometimes they don't hit you with the fist, dog. They hit you with other things like objects.
Oh, I ain't never never been in here.
Well, women typically want a man gone. They use poison or indirect means. I think it's some studies on like women don't usually do face-to-face full contact when they want something bad to happen to you. So back to Willie's point, stand around somebody that you can't trust and don't respect you can end up and you can delete it by things you don't even think about.
I agree.
Let me play this part of the video.
Then you win, we can get a divorce. He's upset, I don't understand why. And a couple of days later, he reaches out to me and says, hey, I want to come get our oldest son to bring him with me to my mom's house to spend time with my family. And I was like, okay, great. And yes, I was kind of worried that he would be around that other woman because I didn't want my son to be around her. I didn't really know her like that, but I put my trust in God and I believe that, look, if anything is going to happen that is not going to benefit my son, I know that you would stop it and you're not going to allow it. So I'm going to just trust you. So later that evening, I'm watching a video again on YouTube, this woman that I trust, and she's talking about what it's like when you are married and separated and what you're supposed to be like when your husband comes back. Basically being like the prodigal son's father and just having open arms. She was saying that we need to be compassionate and showing mercy and being gracious, and I knew all of that, but as I'm listening to it, I hear the Holy Spirit tell me, when he comes back, give him a hug. I'm terrified, y'all. I'm terrified because, again, we're not on that type of time. We have not physically touched each other since he was in the hospital with me, holding me for the epidural. But again, I was very obedient to the Lord. Whatever the Lord needed me to do, I was going to do it. No shame, no pride. So my husband gets here and he walks in the door, puts my son's stuff in, bring my son upstairs, and he's still downstairs waiting. So I walk back down the steps and he's getting ready to leave, and I just hug him. I just wrap my arms around him and I hold him, and he's just holding on tight. He doesn't even let go. And as I'm holding him, I can feel that he needed it. I just knew that he needed it. And he says to me, well, what is this for? And I was like, oh, nothing. Like, I just feel like you needed it. I just feel like you needed a hug. He's like, okay, well, thanks. Upstairs, I call his mom, like, he just came over. I gave him a hug. Like, he didn't fight it. Like, I feel like he needed it. And she was like, tell him to come back. And I'm like, okay, like, why not? Now, my mother-in-law lives 30 minutes away, and that's where my husband was living at the time. So he had to drive 30 minutes from my house to get to his mom's. So I hurry up and I text him. I'm like, hey, can you come back? Like, can you stay here? And he's like, I'm already home. So I'm thinking the conversation is going to end, but he continues to text me and tells me that he's had dreams about me and he's just been feeling all these things. And I'm like, okay, great. Like, what are the dreams? Like, how do you feel about it? And he's just kind of speaking really like in a cryptic way. But again, I'm not trying to push boundaries. I really just want him to lead. And as he's sharing these dreams with me and what he feels and what he thinks it means, he ends up telling me, like, look, I want my family back. I want to be back with you guys. I need my family. And it almost felt like it was too good to be true, because I go through this situation at the hospital. I'm thinking God done it already just for him to leave the hospital, and he's still talking to this woman. And now here he is saying he wants his family. So he tells me that he's going to come over tomorrow. The next day comes and I'm waiting for him hours long, and I don't know where he's at. I'm texting him. He's not responding. So he finally gets to my mom's house, and he admits that he had been over at the other woman's house because he felt like he needed to give her closure, because he had ended their relationship abruptly and he knew that she was feeling some type of way. Now, in my mind, I'm like, she don't need no closure. I'm your wife. But I also understood that they had been together for almost 9 months. And so there was still something there. And after that, we laid in that bed. I laid on his chest, and he just told me how much he missed us and how much he loves me. And he kind of just poured his heart out to me. And I started to tell him all the different things that God told me, all the things God shared with me about us and being restored, and how God had even used my son one time. And he's just laying there, and I don't know what he was thinking. I should ask him one day, but he was kind of laying there like, okay, whatever. But I could tell he was at peace just being with his family. Now I was in a place where I realized we were restored, and I think that I was moving a little too fast, because I was like, let's go on dates, let's go to the movies, and he wasn't ready. And so he ended up telling me one time, like, Zay, it's too soon for this. Like, I can't just pretend like I'm still not feeling some type of way about you. I can't pretend that I'm not like grieving this other woman. Like, I just need some time. So a week goes by where we do not talk at all. And at the end of that week, he sends me a message and says, I think we should be friends. And y'all, I almost lost it. I'm like, ain't no way I'm going to be right back in this place where this man just wants to be friends. So I texted him. I said, you only want to be friends? He's like, no, dummy. I want us to rebuild our friendship. I want us to start being friends again. And y'all, we've been together ever since. And no, it hasn't been easy. There's been a lot of warfare, a lot of forgiveness. There's been a lot that has gone into both he and I growing and being where we are right now. And it even was at the point where he was explaining to me, you know, what that relationship was like for him and what they went through and how much they argued and how much they fought. And it was just very, very toxic. And so I pray that y'all hearing this, I know it's crazy, but just understanding how good God is and how faithful God is, because 6 years now, I'm not worried about that woman. I trust him. I don't think about her like I used to. It doesn't bother me anymore, because I know where God has brought us from and where we are at now. So God bless y'all. Those of you that are still standing for your marriages, I'm praying that you just keep the faith and you keep trusting in God, because he can do it.
Yeah, she
I thought this was doing.
definitely cheated on fam. She 100% cheated on bro.
I don't think that baby his.
Yeah, yeah. Or maybe the first baby isn't his, and he found out.
It ain't. Listen, only time a woman's gonna stay with you if you cheated on her, she already got her lick back, or she was cheating first. Like, ain't enough Jesus in the world to make me think this shit is real. And then three, I thought TikTok videos had to be 60 fucking seconds long. That girl talked for 3 minutes.
Nah, you could do up to 10 minutes on that joint.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
No, ain't no way.
I think it's a
yeah,
lot.
I think.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. I disagree with you, but I think most women stay after if they was in love with you after you cheat. It take like 3 or 4 times getting caught before they really like be serious about trying to leave or trying to check out mentally.
And especially if they know that
she
they can't play that game. And if they know you one of them niggas who, if you cheat back, you will never ever touch me again. They not gonna play that game with you.
I don't think he one of them dudes though, because if he left, if he was with his wife and he's about to check out, he gets her pregnant, and then he goes find another chick to be in a relationship that's probably more toxic than his marriage. That whole story on his own just sound crazy as hell. That sounds
No,
like she done pushed him away into another chick's arms, and he just doing whatever he doing over there to kind of make up for it, or to get over, you know what I'm saying, what she done did. So she's okay with him going out cheating and being with this woman and knowing that she's calling and all this other shit. So I don't know, man. The whole story just sounds crazy as hell.
I don't know. I think we got to remember that the cheating part, that the her cheating part, is something that we kind of like throwing in there, but it's not an actual piece of information that we have.
That's
and
true.
I think that, I don't know, like sometimes church people be crazy. They be like, oh, God's told me to get back with my husband, so I did it. God told me to take my wife back. God prayed over. We prayed over our marriage, and then
why would God tell you to get back with somebody who they didn't listen to him? Why would he do you like that? Like, y'all, people love to blame, say God told them to do some shit that just sounds stupid. It doesn't even make sense. If God wanted you to be happy, or if God loved you, he wouldn't tell you to stay with a nigga that's cheating on you or beating your ass. Like, that is the most insane shit to me about like women in church or people in church in general. Like, the contradictions are just like, I'm not trying to be funny, but again, if God was so cool with you, your husband wouldn't be fucking somebody else. He wouldn't have had you going through pregnancy for 9 months by yourself. Like, what type of Jesus like relationship do you have? You must owe that nigga money or something. Like, because he wouldn't be treating you like this if you was paid up on your tithes. Like, I just don't understand how like people can. I don't understand how people use the Bible to justify shit like this.
Willie, God won't put you through nothing you can't handle.
Says the guy who doesn't believe in God.
I'm just saying. I read that on the back on a bumper sticker.
Yeah, shout out to the bumper sticker.
Bro, listen.
Hey, look, I look at it like this though. How long was they? Because I think they were separated. I think they were separated. He probably didn't consider it cheating since he was separated from his wife. They wasn't living together. I don't know if soon she got pregnant right before they separated in that situation, and then they just was going through it that way, and I don't know. But he said he was with this woman. She found out he was with this woman for over 9 months. It's a long time. And so, like he said, I think he realized, it's cheaper to keep her. I think that's the mindset he probably took. It's cheaper to keep her, man. I just got her pregnant. Now I got at least 18, maybe 19, maybe all the way up to 21 years of spousal support that I might have to give to this effort. And I don't know if I can do it. Not financially. Maybe he can't afford it. He said he worked 11-hour shift. That man probably already struggling. He's staying with his goddamn mammy. He ain't got an apartment or nothing. Yeah, his financial struggle. So he don't want to give up that goddamn money.
I need bro to come tell his side of the story, because one, I know it's not gonna take 9 fucking minutes, and two, like, all we have to go off is this word salad of shit that she said in Bible verses. I always want to hear like the man side of the story, because I would be willing to bet money that if we heard his side of the story, then a lot of the context would the added context would make us think that she's probably saying nuttier than squirrel shit.
You know what I think happened? I'm going to speculate, of course. I don't have any concrete evidence. I don't know these people. But I think that homeboy was chasing that 20, right? He got with her. The female, once she was kind of dug in, her representative went away, and he met the real one. Was like, damn, this joint crazy. The one I already got kissed. I might as well go back home for all this shit. Like, she probably thought that she could grab him, because you know how females are when you first get with them. Everything perfect. They want to have sex like 3 times a day. They rubbing your back. They making you food and all that shit. But once he kind of told homegirl, like, well, guess what? I'm gonna go get the side chick. But what a lot of dudes don't understand is that side chicks don't generally make good wifeys. They don't. First off, you got to understand where a woman is morally to be able to deal with you as a side chick, right? She's already fucked up just for even dealing with you. She's probably not going to make a good wife. And a lot of people don't get that, but they'll be mesmerized because she may have that whips, that that snapper, or, that Gawk Gawk 3000 or whatever it is. And you forget everything else. You forget all of the things that really make sense. Like, are you compatible? Do you align morally? Right? And, or is she a dummy? We just gloss over all these things. We don't pay attention to what the woman truly is. We don't give it enough time. He over there rebounding, thinking that he got over his wife, but not quite.
He
Well,
could have been over
I think
his
it's
wife.
one of those things, though. But it's I think they said he met her at work. So and when she wanted to work, she probably listened to him. She probably bought him lunch. She was doing certain things for him and paying attention and watching all the cues that he was looking and was missing out on that his wife wasn't doing. And now she doing. She admitted she got a mouth on her. She said, I felt like I should say something and do all this and try to oppress him, but it was too soon. She had to catch herself because she knew she was one of them crazy ass one who want to go overboard all the time at the snap of at the drop of an apple. She knows it. And so she had to admit that and realize that, I need to slow down. I need to take it time. I need to do this. But guess what? That side chick she was doing just the opposite. And that's why he had to give her closure and clarity, because he was feeling something for her. It was more than just them 9 months. He was feeling something for her. And he's still probably in the back of his mind thinking about, man, let her act silly again. Let her fall back into her old ways. I'm out of her. And ain't no looking back.
I know someone that left his wife and was gone for like 16 months. And the woman he was with did everything. She was everything that he was looking for in a woman. It wasn't just 20, she was 82. That nigga went back home because his son asked him to. His son said, he asked his son, what do you want for Christmas? He said, I want you and mommy to get back together. I want you and mommy to come home. And he went back home for that. 3 years later, he had another child with that lady. 6 months after that, they were divorced. So, like, when I tell you, felt like that going back shit, it don't work. If the respect is gone, it's cool. It's like, just walk away. If she's cheated, you definitely got to walk away. If he's just out here hitting, everything going, ladies, you got to walk away too. Like, there's no saving this shit, because at the end of the day, you got to love yourself more than you love the person you with, especially when, it comes to making these types of decisions when children are involved. Because a woman who's not happy, she's going to throw off the whole energy of the home. A man who's not happy, he may throw off energy of whatever room he's in, and he tends to isolate. But those kids are going to be affected by that energy in that home and the turmoil and angst in a relationship, even if you guys try to keep them from it. And I don't believe most women do. I think most women involve their kids in the emotional bullshit they go through in relationships. And I think men are the one to protect them. So if you're a man and you're with a woman and you already got it, you're already cheating, you already outside exploring your options, just cut your losses. It's not cheaper to keep her. It's actually, more expensive because it costs you your health, your peace, your time, and then saying the resource you could be using to invest in something bigger and better that's going to be more fruitful for you.
Go ahead, Chels.
I don't think she cheated on him. I think that she's deeply religious. I think that he was probably raised to be religious, but he never really fully bought in. I think the religion is an aspect of his identity. And so I think I agree with Hank that he really liked the side chick. But like I said before, I think his principles about who he thinks he's supposed to be as a man under the circumstances of having a wife that's pregnant and then, having a child with her is what made him decide to go ahead and go back. The fact that he said, I just want to be friends for a little while. And then he says he's still mourning this other chick. It tells you that he's really into the other chick. But I don't think it's because Shorty cheated. I don't think his wife cheated on him or anything. I think she's way more deeply religious than he is. And I think she was trying to hold him to the standard of what she thought he should be in terms of his religion and as a husband. And the side chick gave him a chance to be the regular nigga that he actually wants to be in the world. But he still has the principles that says, yo, if my wife is pregnant, I'm supposed to be there and take care of my family. And that's what sent him back. Not his, it wasn't a desire for the wife. It's a desire to fulfill his identity the way he thinks he's supposed to show up in the world. But what he really wants is to be over there with the toxic chick.
Yeah, I think that also a lot of times we're not with people who we're compatible with, right? Like that woman could be one of those women who talks a lot and is like, oh, we got a problem. Let's talk about it right now. Let's fix it right now. Like, let me just kind of like pressure. When he might be a type of person that's like, yo, let's talk about it another day. I need space. Right? Like it's so many different, like a lot of times we be with people, especially people who, you know, may have been raised to be religious and things like that. And you pick somebody who you think is for you. And they may align with what you believe in, but they may, you know, as far as chemistry wise, y'all may not be there. You know, so like I said, I don't think that she cheated. I agree with Shells for most of it, but it's very possible that they may not be compatible. And side mistresses can be very nuanced, right? We have no idea if it's a woman who was like, oh, you got a wife? I don't give a fuck. It could have been a woman who was like, yo, I'm separated. And she's like, well, you know, I don't believe you. And then like eventually, you know, working together, it just kind of started to be like, all right, well, now I believe you. You know, and he spent 9 months with her. So it's like, you never know what the guy's telling her and stuff like that. So I won't necessarily take a shot at her character without knowing more. But yeah.
She did give an update about what was going on, Willie.
We cool,
so
bro.
Funny that when somebody talks about going through infidelity in their marriage and they talk about God restoring it, it's automatically God is not in that. And I really do believe that it's the same people who don't really have a relationship with the Lord and may not have read the Bible the way that they think they have. Because yes, I understand that the Bible says that the grounds for divorce is adultery, but I think people also forget or don't remember that Jesus only permitted that because of the hard hearts of the Israelites. Hard hearts being the people that were in my comments saying, I would never, God is not in this, I'm dumb, and speaking all these horrible word curses and evil things against my union. The Bible also said that God hates divorce. So how is it that when there's infidelity, people can say, oh, God ain't in that, but in every other facet of your lives, are you able to see that God is not in that as well? Or is that only saved for those who are going through infidelity or something that they would never, ever, could never see themselves going through? And I want to thank every single person that reached out to me and said that it was encouraging. There were a lot of people that said, Zay, I'm in the same situation. Thank you for talking about it. But what broke my heart is that those same people that messaged me said that they were too afraid to comment because they could literally see how they were tearing me apart in my comments. A lot of the comments, like I said, were very evil. A lot of very evil, bitter people projecting fear onto my marriage, into my union, talking bad about my husband, talking bad about something that happened 6 years ago in the beginning of our marriage. Nobody is God to tell me that that's not the plan that God had for my life. Nobody knows what that journey looks like. And I came on here to share because I knew that more people needed to have softened hearts. More people needed to understand that salvation is not saved for everybody else but adulterers. More people were offended at my story than I was. More people were upset for me. And again, I know that comes from a place of you're not willing to understand what forgiveness really looks like. You're not willing to love other people the way that Christ loves us.
She talking to you, Willie.
No, she not, because I'd have told her stupid ass is what you get for putting your business on the internet, dummy. Like,
and I'm going to continue to share what God does for me and my husband.
Yeah.
I'm going
like that's why her husband cheated, because she's retarded. Like, she just don't have the common sense God gave a fucking fly. Like, you put your business online and then get mad at niggas for commenting about the shit you put online. Man, you posted 4 fucking videos. You took 12 minutes of our fucking life to tell us a story about how you had a baby with a nigga that didn't like you, that was fucking somebody else, and then God brought him back home. Like, what the fuck are we really talking about right now?
We talking about how you need your heart softened.
Like, to continue to love my husband and tell the world about what God is doing for us, because I am married to a man who has decided to make changes, a man who has been working to be better for me, for his children, a man who is willing and also is very open and honest about his own personal struggles. And there are a lot of men who are afraid to do just that because there are so many judgmental women who are not willing to show forgiveness and grace and mercy to these men. Honestly, before you fix your mouth to tell me that God is not in this and this is not God's plan for me, please ask yourself, do I even have a relationship with the Lord? Am I in any place to talk about what God would or would not do for anybody else? And I'll say this for all the people that reached out to me and said, thank you, because I'm going through this right now. I'm telling you, God can do it. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how crazy people look at you. I don't care. Nobody knows God's plans for your life. People don't even know God's plans for their own life because they don't have a relationship with him. That's neither here nor there. God can do it. And that's exactly why I gave my testimony, for all the people that did need it, for all the people that could see the way that I see, for all the people that do have the Holy Spirit. And
she's passionate.
Man, you know something, Jay, I bet I can imagine what that side chick looked like. I bet that side chick got a big old ass and some big ass titties, because this heifer built like a little fucking boy. Look at the fucking.
Oh man, damn.
Man, I see why she had problem nursing. She ain't got no goddamn titties. That child's probably malnourished. She ain't got nothing for the man to hold to. What the fuck is that little baby gonna eat on? Man, come on, man. God, she's built bad. She needed.
I mean, he must have liked her. He married her.
Funny.
He must have liked her.
Well, you know.
I'm not trying to be funny. No, not
look,
no,
them skinny. Hey, Trey, them skinny chicks can take some dick now. I'm just saying.
No funny shit. We know that. Ma'am, you do realize your husband settled for you. Like you're not even his first. You're not even your husband's first choice, because he left you for somebody else and then came back. Like, have some dignity. Like, that's the part that kills me. Like, God is telling you to, like, be okay with your husband going out and getting some new pussy and choosing somebody else and then coming back when, you know what I'm saying, he decides he wants to get with you, as if that nigga wasn't over there with that lady. And it always happens like this. She stops doing some shit. She get a new nigga. She off his program. The new pussy smell done wore off. And he like, man, I should go back home. Or she probably can't cook. Right? Like, it's not like she was doing everything for him and he went back. Like, he went back and settled. Nigga, y'all are wild.
So Willie,
well, I'm happy that
do you believe that God talks to people?
Sure.
I'm happy that that God spoke to her and created a secure family unit, and that she's been blessed and that they've gotten over their troubles, and now those kids gonna be raised in a 2-parent home. I'm cheering for them, and I hope it continues to be well. Sometimes people go through stuff, and yeah, they figured it out and made it. I don't know if I would say she wasn't his first choice. He might have had a midlife crisis. Anything could happen. We need to hear his side of the story to understand fully how that went. But I'm cheering for them.
You can say it's easy to say he's not his first choice because, I'm not trying to be funny, but your first choice is your most recent choice. Like, he left her for somebody else.
But he came back to her.
That's cool. So then he made another choice. But this thing is right. You never a man.
So that's the most recent choice.
I would never tell a man to give a woman a second chance to walk out on you. I would never tell a woman to give a man a second chance to abandon you either. It shit just don't work out. But let's circle back, and I say 3 years. Let's circle back and see where they are then.
Question. So we listened to the story. So we listened to her testimony pretty much. I got a couple questions. So why are we necessarily being mean to her? Right. That's one. And my other one is why she seems to be exactly what a true Christian is supposed to be. Like blindly following the Christ, right? Or whatever, what the book says. She truly believes that the Lord wants me to keep my husband. The Lord is talking to me. I'm going to listen to the Lord, even if it goes against what my modern brain woman friends and the internet is telling me. And also we're telling her to keep her business off the internet. But if she is truly a believer, then only God can judge her anyway. Why would she care about the opinions of these people? Those are my questions.
Yeah, that's not true.
She commented on it. That's why we're saying keep your business off the internet. You can't put your business on the internet and get mad because niggas have something to say about it. That's why we said that. We never said that beforehand. We never said, girl, you're embarrassing yourself. You're making yourself look goofy. You make yourself look goofy, whatever, until she made that fourth unnecessary ass video complaining about the comments that she was getting from people. Like you can't like put your shit out there and then get messed. Like you can't put a sex tape out and expect nobody to watch it. Like you can't. That's just not how the internet works. And then two, if she didn't want comments, she could have turned them motherfuckers off.
Somebody in the comments said that he told his side on the podcast. Anybody know what that video was?
Man, drop that link.
See if I can try to find that.
Yeah, we always get the women's side. I'm not trying to be funny, but women lie a lot when they tell their stories about what was done to them and how it was done, because they intentionally leave out context. Like, he cheated on me, but they leave out the part, well, because he caught me sucking 3 dicks at one time. Like, they never add the full context to why what happens to them happens to them. They always make it seem as if they're the victim, they didn't deserve it. And then once you get both sides, a lot of the times you find out they deserve what the fuck they went through.
So Dope asked the question was, she's being but we don't know what she was doing to drive this man away. We don't know what she said or what she was doing to push this man to the arms of another woman. We don't know this. We just going by based on what's the story, this happy ending that she got. So congratulations to her for finding a way to keep her. But let me tell you, she realized how hard it's going to be to raise her son and this new child, because they never said the sex of the new child, I don't think. They may have, I don't know. She realized being a mother of 2 kids is going to be a challenge, and she does need it. She realized them nights going to get lonely, and them boys going to eventually grow up and have want to, saying constantly wonder where the daddy is and want to know this information that she may not always have the answer to. Why daddy got this new woman in her life and not you, mama? What's going on? What happened? Saying she realized all of that shit, and that's why she had continuous conversation with her mother-in-law to try to keep tabs on him. That's the reason why she knew exactly what she's doing, man.
In the comments, responding to
I don't think she really did nothing. Real dope. When you got caught cheating, did your girl do something to make you cheat on her?
You got caught cheating?
Oh no.
Mine neither. I was just cheating because I wanted to cheat. It had nothing to do with her specifically doing anything wrong. That's something that I wanted to do. So I don't know. Maybe that's the perspective I'm coming from. I can't really.
Yeah, y'all was just some honorary motherfuckers then.
Yeah.
I know why. Do you think she did the wrong thing? Do you think she did the wrong thing by getting back or pushing the issue?
No, I don't think she did the wrong thing. And I think honestly, most of the red pill guys that I've ever heard speak, a lot of those guys are telling women like, yo, you got to share your man anyway. You got a successful man. You got this, that, and the third. Like, don't leave no man for cheating. Y'all grandmoms ain't leave. Y'all grandmoms had long marriages. They ain't leave they man. Like, I hear a lot of that. So this kind of typically aligns with those guys, at least. And I know for me, I don't think that it's bad for a woman to take her man back. I think if he's lying and all that, if he's like, yo, baby, I'll never do it again, and he start doing it again, that's different. But like, if y'all actually are having conversations and he's like, yo, this is why I did what I did. This is what I was feeling, and this is where I was, and this is where we are, and this is where we were. I mean, use your own discernment.
Yeah, but you think it's bad for a man to take a woman back, though?
I would never do it.
I was asking you because your perspective you had just now, because you were saying that it's going to be hard with the kids and everything else. So do you think that she did the wrong thing by pushing the issue?
Yep.
Do I think that she did the wrong thing by pushing the issue by getting her man back, her husband back, or whatever the case may be?
Yeah.
No, I understood why she did it. Because, like you said, she was looking at the bigger picture. She wants her family together. Maybe she came from a broken home, and that's not what she wanted for her and her kids. And she's gonna do whatever she got to do to make it work. Now, the key is she really gonna do that, or is she gonna fall back to her default mode and do the same thing that more than likely drove her away? Now, I don't like to say we don't know that man's side. I don't know if he was that bad off where he said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna get out and get some stray ass." I think she did drive him to another woman's arms.
She made 6 years since the incident. She said that happened 6 years ago. So they've had 6 successful years after this whole instance. So, who knows?
We don't know.
Time will tell. It doesn't mean it's going to last forever, but 6 is pretty good so far. It's a good start. It likely will work. Most marriages break up a lot earlier than that, and they've had a major crisis. So, it could probably work. I would definitely need some context from bro. Real talk, because we can't just go by what she's saying. But if she's not lying, then in all likelihood, I think it'll work.
The odds of a woman come taking a nigga back that cheated and she not putting him through hell for the foreseeable future out is slim to none. I want to see his side.
If she's ruled by God, right? If she's like, if she's really about that,
she's
life,
not perfect, bro. And women,
no, you ain't got to be perfect. But some people really have a true fear of God, like to the point where they're prudes, to the point where they actually try to do everything right. Not to say they're perfect, but certain shit like marriage and cheating and stuff, they take it extremely seriously. Not everybody, but some of these devout Christians.
But Trev,
out here.
But Trev, you know something? You can tell by the way her response video. Her response video tells you everything you need to want to know. Look, she should have never sent it shouldn't have never been a response to people's comments. Matter of fact, I think Willie said it best.
Yeah,
she should have just turned the comments on and just let it be. Let her story be out there for somebody who can benefit, who could see this story and possibly make the same type of change or same type of rescue of their marriage. Instead, she felt the need to bite back or to swing back or to get her lick back. Yeah, that type of woman, she's showing us what drove this man away. She looks like one of those type of women that would do some shit. As soon as they get in an argument, she gonna throw that shit in his face. As soon as she get into a disagreement, she's gonna throw it in the face.
That's what I was saying. Like, ain't enough Bible in the world to keep a woman from doing that.
I disagree with you there, Hank. I think that I
expected her.
Yeah, I think her putting up her initial video, right? I think that she thought that she was doing some sort of good. I think that she thought that her testimony would be relevant to some women, and she said it was on the response video. But even the response video, I don't think that her response video was like, out of pocket or nothing like that. I think that she was like, "Yo, I'm a believer. I'm going to address the things that you guys have been saying as a believer, and I'm gonna stand on my square, and God saved my marriage. God did, So I don't think that I don't know.
In the bathroom, I'm using the bathroom, and I'm just like, babe, you know what? I'm just gonna tell you everything. Gotta tell you everything. And it was just
and he got out, he came, he sat on the bed, and he just told me everything. And like he said before, it was things that some of them were things I already knew, but I also didn't know the extent and how much you struggled and how hard things were for you. And I knew in that moment, like, I just had to be there. So it's like this part for the women that are like standing for their marriage is like, when it is time for your husband or wife or whatever to be delivered, there may be a moment where like they need to share because God is placing it on them to do so.
And let me tell y'all something. The grace this woman displayed was of Christ. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you laughing, I'm dead serious. I told my aunt, I told my mother, it didn't, the truths that I was explaining was enough to justify her going and grabbing a gun and shooting me in my face. You understand what I'm saying?
No, nothing is that deep.
But you understand, a normal, let me not say a normal. Yeah. Most people will not be able to sit there and hear that much. Not saying, it's, oh, yeah, I'm just the biggest sinner out there. I'm sure there's men that have done worse things, but it's just the rapid fire of truths, the rapid fire of hurt that I was dealing to my wife. And she's just sitting there calmly listening, like, it's okay, babe. It's okay. Tell me. Okay. Just the understanding. And I'm just like, babe, like, I know that everything I'm telling you is hurting you right now. And there's a lot of follow-up that needs to be had, but this feels so good to be able to tell you everything.
Just like I thought. She ain't doing nothing. Buddy ass was just a nigga that was getting, like, he was out here.
And that nigga tatted.
Bro.
Yeah, his mannerisms, he got the mannerism of a nigga that get work.
He look like he
it. Did I not call it? Yes or no? That's all I'm saying is like, I tried to tell y'all. Oh, God is so good, and God brought him back. Look, and that's what God is not done teaching her a lesson, and He is the arbiter of that lesson. Like, congratulations.
Wait, what? Can you explain that some more? I'm lost.
Like, so if everything happens for a reason, right? God brought that man into her life for a reason. So maybe she did something bad, and now it's her time to deal with the karma from previous decisions. Or there's a
wait. Can you stop? You said she did something in the previous life, and this is her karma for
No,
that?
not in the previous life.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up.
Like you were saying, people come into your life for for a reason or a season. Maybe this is her reason that God was like, no, take him back because I need you to really be dogged out so I can get you ready for this next nigga or whatever.
Wait, what?
Make up shit.
Are you serious?
I'm just saying. If we just saying, God does all these crazy things for people.
What?
Like, let's just go ahead and you're saying we just want to be ridiculous. We can just make up a bunch of shit now. Like,
what?
I don't see the issue here.
Dude, his own mouth said she ain't do nothing, and that she had the patience of Jesus. He praised her like she was a saint. He was saying, "Oh my God!"
I think they probably got it. Maybe they both got HIV and they can't get a divorce, so that's why they just gonna play the Bible angle now.
I think well now and all this is all conjecture, right? I don't know this man, but looking at him, bro look like he tall. He's a good looking guy. He tatted up. It seemed like maybe the church stuff a little. Yeah, maybe the church stuff is a little bit something that he's trying to do more, or something that he might have grew up on, but he kind of like dibbled and dabbled. Cause I see them tattoos. I see him. He tatted up like, girls might be throwing it at him, and it just might be something that he struggled with. He looked like a nigga who get hoes to me. So him he got the perfect wife, that's going to kind of give him grace. So yeah,
I co-sign that.
Nah, I don't think if he does that shit again, she ain't gonna give him no goddamn grace. You gonna put hands on like them women put hands on you, real dope. Come on, man.
Jack, hold on, Jack. Can you play the video one more time of him speaking? Let's dissect him again, because I think he just like how I was when I was younger. Real dope was probably too, and it's just you gonna get all the passes you want because she's just in love with you, and she a good woman.
You might as well just convince her to be polygamous.
Why can't we at
know
people
that
in here?
he's no longer angry or upset because he'll text me like, "Oh, you want some food? You hungry?" What did he text me yesterday?
I'm sorry.
You want some Taco Bell? This man know I don't want no Taco Bell. Yeah, that's his apology, and maybe that's what I'll leave it off with, right? Yeah. Even though we didn't really talk about it, I think apologies are like a really big thing. And one thing I noticed with women is that sometimes we prefer just straight up I'm sorry. Yeah. And I think some women have to also understand that there are certain ways that people apologize that is not just straight out I'm sorry. So for you it's hey, your olive branches, you want to go out to you want to get some food, you want to eat. Somebody else it could be, hey, let's go out someplace. Being okay with an apology even if it's not done the way that you want it to or you expect it to, because I know that's your olive branch.
Hey, Hank did call it. She is built like a little boy, and we tell women all the time, if you gotta look at your dude's exes. If you are too far away from what he's been dealing with before you, he's going to cheat on you. Because he has a habit and he has a type, and if you don't fit that,
I think maybe that might be a reason. Go ahead.
You think she did anything right?
Yeah, she woke up this morning. She's probably a great mom. She's a Christian. That's right. I just don't think she's right for him. I'm not trying to be funny, but he looks like he gets bitches.
I think she's
yeah, he definitely do.
Him.
And then and I guarantee you, the woman that he cheated with looks better than her. I would bet money that she's thicker, prettier, nicer, kinder. She might be cooking. She's probably nastier than she is too. Because not trying to be funny, but the only real dick eating demons you see at church are the fake Christians. She might be a real one, so she probably vanilla. But the girl he was fucking around with, I guarantee you, she's a slut for him. So again, bro, I'm saying she's not doing anything wrong. She's just not right for him.
That's probably one of the reasons she didn't leave, because niggas been beating down her confidence. Yo, bitch, you skinny. You gotta be lucky you with you built like a little boy. Be lucky that man even coming home to you. That's probably one of the things that's kind of in her head too. Is yo, I don't look as good as I hope she ain't see the mistress.
Dudes that grow up.
She lost me. I was breastfeeding. How?
You're lacking something. You know what I'm saying? myself included. Like you're lacking the blueprint of how to be a man. Even if it's a bad example, at least you know what to go off of. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in my case, I had 2 stepdads. You know, one of them is still with my mom, but the first one, not for nothing, I think my first stepdad played a huge part in how I am with the kids, like how I have very little patience, and how I think I subconsciously took in a lot of that stuff.
That's how he was with
you know what I'm saying? I think so. I think like when I look back at it, I can see it because we had a very negative relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like I was constantly trying to get my mom to leave that dude.
Oh, wow.
So it was like it was a mutual hatred between him and I. And I think that probably, it's excuses at the end.
Yo, I just want to say something real quick. I love when I watch like guys who cheated do podcasts with their wives, and they just be kind of like yeah, like, and they would be religious, and they just be like, yeah, man, it just was like, this from my childhood, and this, that, and the third, and it's just like bullshit, but they be eating that up.
Watching how God restored my marriage after infidelity, I have been consumed with enlightenment. And I just have a few words to share with the people today. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. But after hearing this story, I believe that the favor is transferable. And let me tell you how. See, now I know that the Lord's strongest soldier list is not for everybody. It's actually VIP only, because he only gives his most traumatic, abusive, painful, and hurtful situations to his strongest soldiers, because he knows they can handle it. So for all of the wives that stay the course, meaning you become depressed, stressed, and a shell of yourself, you shall be rewarded on earth, within that marriage, and in heaven. So the next time he knocks your head between a washer and a dryer, 2 black eyes like Ricky Raccoon, don't you leave your husband. You just call on the Lord and he will deliver you from this situation. And after that, you need to go to your local Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy Sports and get you some headgear and a mouthpiece, because you're only being tested. But it has already been ordained that you are crash dummy approved. Amen. And let's talk about the infidelity. Don't worry about the side bitches or the side babies, because they're only temporary. You see, a husband lasts a lifetime, but the side bitches are only seasonal. For me personally, it's already too late. I've already fallen short of the glory and got a divorce. I couldn't pass the test. I failed that motherfucker with flying colors, which just means I'm defective. Okay? So you can send my ass on back to the factory. But for you, there's still hope. Okay? God will deliver you out of that fucked up ass marriage, okay? You stay the course. You keep praying, protecting yourself.
Is she joking or not?
She being
That was
sarcastic,
satire.
but
That was satire.
Boy,
She
she
got
said
that goddamn devil on her shirt talking like that, man.
She
That's
said
some
everything that I
nasty
said. Like,
I
God
think that
damn.
woman is.
oh, so when a pretty light skinned motherfucker said it's cool, but when I was saying the shit a minute ago, y'all acting like I was the most wild nigga on earth.
No,
Like,
I don't
is that what
agree
we're
with
doing
that
right
lady.
now?
I think that lady is actually a hurt woman who is projecting that she felt like a failure by highlighting the negativity in that relationship, and that lady getting to a point that she felt happy with. I think that this is an example of what a single, like, what creates a single, like, I understand they went through an issue in their relationship and they fixed it, and now that she seems happy and all of that, she tried to ridicule and make belittle all of those things because she couldn't do it, or she didn't do it.
All she was saying is, girl, you better than me. That's all she said. Because again, you wouldn't tell your daughter to do no shit like that, to tolerate that type of shit from a nigga. You wouldn't tell your daughter to take a dude back who left her for 9 months while she was pregnant by herself, the only one to come up towards the end. You wouldn't tell your daughter to take a nigga back that had left her for another chick and was telling you like, hey, I'm still fucking with this chick, like, y'all sound cool. It sound cool listening to y'all talk right now, bro. But as the types of fathers and men I know y'all to be, y'all wouldn't tell your own daughters to do no shit like this. So let's not pretend like this is what we think is noble or valid, because if it was, you'd want your daughters to go through this. You would advise your daughters to act the way that this lady's acting, to stay the course and do all the rest of that bullshit.
So
Yeah, I would.
Willie, do you think she putting on, or you think she's really being hurt?
Wait, which one? The light skinned one or the little boy built one?
Nah, the wife. Like, you think?
I think that I'm not gonna hold you, bro. I'm never gonna tell somebody their religion is fake. But what I will do is challenge the logic behind the decisions and what you're saying, the reason why you're doing it.
Got you.
She is saying that God told her to stay with a nigga that was fucking other bitches. Like, saying that out loud just doesn't make it make sense. So I have no issue with that part for her, though. But with these niggas on these panels, y'all have daughters, and I know you niggas would not tell your daughter to do no shit like this. You wouldn't tell your daughter to tolerate no shit like this, and then you would teach your daughter how to spot shit like this, because you wouldn't want your daughter in this position. So we sitting up here saying, oh yeah, she's a devout Christian, she's a good person, all of that bullshit. It sounds cool, but we hypocrites. But if we sitting up here saying that's what we would do, because I know I wouldn't tell my daughter to put up with a nigga who disrespects her, let alone go fuck other bitches and come back home. Like, that's not even a fucking option. So, and if y'all are saying it is, if that's what you sticking to, bro, like, no disrespect, that makes me look at you different as a father. Because again, you should want what's best for your daughter. And a nigga that's out here sticking his dick in other bitches raw, leaving you while you pregnant, disrespecting you, and then trying to leave, trying to come back when it suits him, is telling my daughter that she's, I'm saying, convenient or for fun use only, or he doesn't have to do all of the rest of that bullshit he swore he was gonna do when he got married. And if that's what y'all are saying, that's cool, but just stand on that shit going forward.
Yeah. So my thing is, one, we talking about a lady with 2 kids in a marriage. The marriage, they clearly had a separation for whatever, and they was gonna get a divorce. They were on the verge of divorce and did not. The baby brought them back together because he was trying to be there for the kid. Now, he was a piece of shit for leaving her while she was pregnant. He a piece of shit for everything that you described. But I'm not going to, if there is a possibility where they could work past something and then become a complete family, I would not tell my daughter to leave. And like, if she wanted to leave, I would support her. But I'm not going to push her to leave him and become a single mom of 2 kids. I wouldn't push that.
And right, you would have pushed her to leave before she got pregnant with that baby when she was cheating already. You would have pushed her to leave as soon as you found out she wasn't happy. So, like, you would have definitely pushed her to leave before all that happened.
If you got to understand this about my ideology, once kids come into play, it's very different when it comes to me. I think, because like earlier when y'all was saying I wouldn't advise somebody to stay together for the kids. I actually would. Like, that's where we differ at. I think that a lot of times you gotta try and put stuff to the side when it comes to kids if it's fixable. Like, I just don't believe in giving up on kids that easy. That's
You're
just
not giving up on kids, giving up on a marriage. Them kids are gonna be fine.
And white question. And white, what if the woman cheated? How would you feel about keeping the marriage together?
I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that. But
no, you're not a hypocrite. You honest. Like, you honest. If your son's wife was out here taking extra dick, you gonna tell him to kick that bitch to the side and let her stargaze from outside. That's what you would tell him. Why would you not tell your daughter the same thing?
Because it's different.
How? As a father, how is it different? See, this is the thing, right? As a father, that double standard shit is out the window. Because when it comes to my daughter, I'm telling her the same shit I'm gonna tell my son, regardless of the fact that there's a double standard or a different standard, that the world has. I'm not fixing to tell my daughter to sit up here and take a nigga on her fucking other bitches, and I'm definitely not gonna tell my son to take a bitch back that was sucking somebody else's dick. That'll never happen. Because as their father, I should advise them to do what's best for them. And we should all know as men, a man taking a woman back who is cheated is significantly different than a woman taking a man back that's cheated. But when it's your kid, both of them.
That's what I said.
Wait, that's cool. But what you also said, you tell the kid to cheat. I'm telling them both to leave regardless. That's the thing. My message doesn't change just because one's a girl, one's a boy.
That's where we differ. I
don't fully agree.
I prefer my daughter stay virgin until married, and I do not want that for my son. I'm consistent with this. It's different.
So you want your daughter to stay a virgin until she's married, bro, because that's her primary agency, and you want your daughter to not be your son's not to be a virgin when he's married, before he's married, because you have to have experience dealing with women to be successful with them. There's two different charges that you have there. The charge here is not that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the simple fact is your children, boy or girl's spouse, does not respect them and has violated their vows. That's the thing we're talking about here. We're not talking about, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got to get bitches when you're young so you can know how to handle when you're older. And a woman, your daughter, you want her to take as little dick as possible before she gets married so she can still be chaste and pure as possible for her husband. Those are two different things. Right now, we're just talking about telling our kids, like, hey, have some respect for yourself, love yourself first. And it's okay to put yourself first and to do what's best for you. I don't think that's a hard ask for a father to his kids.
So Willie, if under no circumstance will you tell your daughter to take back a man who has cheated even just once?
No.
What about the other guys on the panel? How do you guys feel about that? If a guy cheats on your daughter once, do you tell her every single time, no matter what guy it is, if a guy cheats on you, leave? What do you guys think about that?
No, I'm not telling her that. I would support whatever decision she want to make.
That is an absolute.
If she want to go back, I would support her. I would just try and help her to monitor it. So if it was going bad, like actually worse than that, then she could have the resources or whatever to get up out the situation. I don't view men and women the same at a biological level. So I believe things happen with men that are different, especially if she found an attractive man that has like a whole lot of women that want them. Some stuff happens with men that is different with women. It's the reason why one woman can go someplace, open a room and say, I'm having sex with all the men, and 50,000 men show up. And the most attractive man in the world, could do the same thing and nobody pop up. We have different biological drivers, and I never lose sight of that in regards to these conversations.
Okay. What about the other guys?
I said not as an absolute no.
Okay. So she doesn't have to leave. You'll just kind of give her some guidance and just like see what she wants and just ask her what her goals are and stuff like that.
So if you're telling me the relationship has been good historically, everything going good, and he had one fuck up, then I'm not instantly going to go to you need to leave, right? That's when we're gonna have the conversation and figure out what do you think is best for you, and you tell me what's going on and what you think and what you feeling, what's his position, all of that good stuff. I wouldn't just automatically go to, all right, you should leave.
What about your son?
If I don't have a son, so if I had a son and his girl cheated on him,
yeah,
same thing. I'm gonna tell him pretty much the same thing. Like, okay, is y'all's relationship healthy? Was it healthy up to that point? How long y'all been together? What was the circumstances that led to her cheating? I'm not just gonna be like, yo, leave that bitch.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Hank or Viz? Sure.
Nah, look, I'm gonna tell him I would leave. I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay. Now, if she sit there and said, "Well, Daddy, I want to stay," well, I mean, then I'm gonna have to say, "This is what you have to look for. This is what you have to do." If that's what you're gonna do at the end of the day. But my stance, no, I would tell her, "Go and pack your bags. Come on home. Get yourself on your feet and go from there."
Do y'all know how much work it takes to cheat and how to get some outside pussy when you marry, or for a woman to take some outside dick? That it's not the cheating is the only thing we're looking. It's the process that it took to get there. You said like you wouldn't tell him to leave just because he had one fuck up. That's not one. That's a big fuck up. That is huge. It takes especially for a dude to cheat. It takes a lot.
Well, so, you never been someplace and a woman tried to seduce you in the moment, and within the next, like, before you even know what's going on, you hitting?
No, I have never in my life accidentally got some pussy ever.
I wouldn't say it's an accident,
but about no effort.
Well, yeah, a lot of vagina we get is going to be no effort to us because we put the effort in beforehand. So I don't know. But like, I've never been out like somewhere and a woman seduced me and been like, then we end up fucking in the bathroom or some shit. Like, one, that's nasty, and then two, I'm not stupid. Like I've never accidentally fucked anybody. It's every time I've had sex, it's been intentional. It's been a plan. It's been something that we both wanted to do. I've never just went out and met somebody and been like, you know what? I like you got that Chanel bag. I want some pussy. And she's like, oh, well, you got on those red bottom sneakers. I want some dick. And we just go fuck for no reason. Like I've never done no shit like that. That's
nah, man.
that's,
Did you?
not my
If
bag.
you live in a
it wasn't about
major
red
city,
bottom.
right? If you live in a major city, sometimes females are just gonna try to get at you, bro. Like
Nigga, I'm in DC and from Dallas. I know what it's
DC,
like.
and ain't nobody trying to get at you.
That's the point. No, we're not saying no one's trying to get at me. We're saying that I'm not out at a restaurant or at an event and a girl's like, oh, you're handsome. I want some dick. Let me fuck you real quick. That's not what I'm going for. That's just not happening.
No, we only said that to refute the point of it being a lot of hard work, because sometimes it's really not. It's super easy to cheat, like really easy, especially if you got friends.
That shit happen.
It's super easy for niggas like y'all to cheat. We're talking about the average niggas, and it's not super easy for the average niggas to get in a relationship, let alone get some extra pussy.
Willie, we gotta. Well, I don't think any of our. My daughters are beautiful. I don't expect them to be with average niggas.
Well, it sounds good. However, until it happens, like I would say that your daughters are less likely to get with an average nigga because they weren't raised by one. A lot of these pretty motherfuckers have super average fathers, so they don't know no better. Their father didn't set the bar high. You set the bar high for your daughter, so they're probably not gonna want to deal with an average nigga because they weren't raised by one. Everything you get to do for your daughters, all way you show up, all the content you make, time you spend with your kids, you are setting a bar higher than a lot of these women's fathers set for them.
Yeah, but we know that women typically don't date down, though.
You said women do what?
Women typically don't date down, though.
Exactly. So they're going to want to date. I would say that who you are more than how they look is what's going to make them less likely to average women. I mean, average.
On the scale of 1 to 10,
what are the chances that she's dating a 5 that's a man? If a woman is an 8,
-0.
Yeah, so women don't typically go down to the average man. If she's like attractive, she'll probably go, try to stay
right.
where
No,
she at.
I'm not arguing with that, bro. I'm saying the fact that they were raised by you is going to weigh more on them not dating down, other than the fact of them being beautiful.
Oh yeah, I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how high do you place raising kids in a 2-parent home?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, the statistics are on my side here because the difference between a household with 2 parents and a household with just the father is negligible. So, and then mind you, coming from a household with just my dad, my dad and my stepmom, like in the statistics, yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's verified that women are make the worst parents because they produce the worst results when it comes to raising kids. So that's not an argument that I'm unwilling to have, but it's just an argument that I have all the facts on my side, so I would want to have that with you specifically.
Yeah, I think
so. Just so I'm clear on the stance, you're saying that it's better that they separate as long as the kids are with the father, then it wouldn't matter if it was a 2-parent household.
Yeah, the kids are always going to do better with the father. I definitely would say that. That's not what I said, but I will say it now.
Okay, and what's the likelihood that the kids end up with the father?
It's not very likely. I mean, so if he fights for the kids, he can go get 50-50 easy. It's not, you just have to be able to afford the fight. So, but if we're just talking about, if he can afford the fight, it's easy.
Say something different in regards to
no, if you have money, it's easy to get 50-50 custody of your kids. Even though 50-50 is not ideal, but it's easy to get that, every other week shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me rephrase it then. If it's likely, or let's just say the woman is gonna have custody of the kids, then how important do you think it is on a scale of 1 to 10 for them being raised in a 2-parent home? Does it change the number?
Yeah, it changes. It would change the number if that's the assertion that we're going to make. I would say because you'd never want to leave your kids with their mother. Like if you leave your kids with your mother, you saying basically just flipping a coin and see if they're going to be a fuck up or not. So then I would say you probably should try to at least, if nothing else, be a consistent everyday presence. If there's no way you guys can make the relationship work, but I'm not going to tell anybody to stay in a relationship because that household is not going to be a healthy environment for those kids. The woman's always going to be upset. The nigga's not going to want to be in there. Nigga come home from work, he's sitting in the parking lot for 15 minutes. Like the woman come in the house, soon as she come in the house, the whole house energy is off.
Right. So based off that, wouldn't it make more sense that you would have a different? Because if you saying it's a difference between the child being raised with the parent, knowing that most of the time the woman gets custody of the child? Wouldn't you think it would be more leeway in pushing that the children stay, that the wife stays with the husband?
No, I would choose that. I wouldn't. When it's the wife that's fucked up, cool. But when it's the guy that's fucked up, bro, you're not coming back from that. And then the hell that you're gonna go through. Like guys, you guys need to think about the family, the shit that's gonna happen to their family before they cheat. Like too many niggas think about it after the fact. They like, oh, okay, well, I got some new bitches, I got some new pussy now. And then cool, I'ma leave and then try to make it work. And that's when they end up getting fucked up. So I think if you're saying that if a guy should just stay with a woman just because his kids, no. He should fight for his kids. That's what I would say he should do. He should fight to get custody of his children. And it's not impossible. You just have to do what it takes to do it. I will say, though, it's not easy because you have to prove it's a lot. But
I think I think that kids do better with the father. And of course, if you can have a 2-parent household, then do that, if you can. But I don't think that it's detrimental if a relationship, if you are a good father and you're not just a good father, but you're a father who's going to make sure that you're in your kids' lives. I don't think that is what people generally think it is. I think the numbers typically show dysfunctional co-parenting, and they typically show like fathers that aren't there and things like that. But I don't think that if you have good character and you've chosen a relatively decent person to be the mother of your kids, I don't think the kids are going to turn out how statistics say they turn out based on, I think the biggest part is that dysfunctional co-parenting, so yeah.
Boy, I'm so glad that
Do you think a single do you think a single woman with 2 kids is different than a single father who has 2 kids?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
You think it's going to be much harder for your daughter to replace that relationship and get into another marriage with another husband with those 2 kids?
Of course. I mean, a woman with 2 kids is going to have a harder time dating than a man with 2 kids. Like yeah.
Would you factor any of that stuff in when you talk about the decision making?
Fuck no. No.
So it's just fucking burn it all down, right?
No, for my daughter, yeah.
Burn it all down.
Well, Willie, okay. Are you admitting that the rules for your daughter would be different than what you tell other people, or are you saying that?
Yes, because I don't. Absolutely, it's my fucking daughter. She came from my balls. I don't give a fuck about what nobody else got going on. I'm gonna just advise them as if they're just a regular person. But for my child, the advice is different. Like, for example, I have no problem telling people y'all should go to school, go to college, get a good job, and work. I will never fucking tell my kids that, ever. That'll never be a message that I will send to my kids. But for other people's kids, that is the standard advice that we give. So that's what I would encourage. But for mine, I want better than just what's average. And I don't want my daughter to be sitting here dealing with a nigga that's got another bitch pregnant. I mean, while she's pregnant. Like, y'all gave me a hard time for not fucking nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for not fucking my son's moms while they were pregnant, right? But what I will tell you is that while they were pregnant, they didn't want for shit. There was nothing that, like, I would go, there's nothing.
They may have wanted for something.
Well, I mean, minus the penis, right? But like I'm saying, I made every appointment. I scheduled half the appointments for him. I showed up to all of them. I took him there. I went and got the wheelchair so they could get in there or whatever. So like I showed up there, but this nigga didn't even show up for her like until her water broke. And it was because like her mom, she called her some shit. Like, man, fuck.
Yeah, no, dude, a piece of shit. I agree
fuck
with you.
No.
He ain't shit. My thought, I'm moving it off of him and then think about the situation in general. So, dude, a piece of shit. We in agreement on that. I'm not capable for him or saying he a good father or any husband or any of that. I'm saying the end result was that they now have a marriage of 6 years. He seemed repentant, like he's tried to improve, and I think that's better than her being single for the rest of her life or on the market with somebody that could potentially be worse, and those wouldn't even be his kids. But either way, let me ask you this: do you think the hypothetical child you would be talking about would date a top tier upper echelon man?
No, because that woman's not dating a top tier upper echelon nigga.
No, I'm saying in your scenario, using I don't want to say your child.
No, you use my daughter. That's fine. Yeah.
Do you think your daughter would date a top tier upper echelon man?
Yes, because she's raised by one. Why the fuck wouldn't she? She's not gonna want to date an average nigga after being raised by one that's not.
Do you think he's gonna be wealthy?
Shit, I would hope so. But if not, I hope that he's financially free.
All right. Do you think he'll be like overly attractive and most women will be attracted to him?
I hope so.
That put him in the category of the men who accidentally run into women more than likely.
That's cool. And he just needs to make sure he chooses my daughter every day. That's fine. And then when he doesn't, he fucked up. He loses access to her. I understand the dynamics of what it is to be a top 1% nigga. Like that's something we can speak at length about. However, if my daughter dates a nigga who's in the top 1% and she tells him like, hey, I want a monogamous relationship with you, he agrees to it, and they're together by themselves, and then he decides to go out and fuck with someone else. No, like what are we talking about? Like, yes, babe, leave him alone. Like, because again, if no disrespect to us, but how many women have we dated that we know like typically only fuck with niggas that got their shit together?
Yeah, most. All.
Exactly. So, and it's not like we're gonna be the last nigga she get. She can get with another nigga that's got his stuff together. He may have less money, he may have more, but she's gonna have access to that dating pool, unlike the majority of women who complain about it.
That changes with 2 kids.
Sure it does, but it's still not impossible. Mind you, right? I won't date a woman without kids. So
this is my question. Let's say one guy cheats on her, another guy cheats on her.
Oh, it's a problem with her. She's the common denominator.
I think
men, it's not the
Well, I'm not trying to be funny, but if you're a woman and 10 niggas cheated on you, you're the common denominator between those 10 niggas.
What about 3?
You're still the common denominator, bro. Once shame on you, twice shame on me. Like I'm not gonna tell my daughter, like, hey, you have to look in yourself, because like, why the fuck are you doing this shit? Like how does this keep happening to you? Like at some point,
if she trying to select select men, it's a good chance that those men fall into these scenarios. Almost every billionaire, celebrity, the men that society would deem at this have fallen into a cheating scandal at some point in time, from a Kobe to every last one of them.
Well,
at what age would you advise your daughter to get married? Also, are you advising her to do that at 30, 35, or like 20, 25?
No, 30, 35 is too fucking late. She needs to get married before she ran her body count up. So in her early 20s, her early to mid 20s.
Okay, because early 20s, the more likely that the guy that you pick is not going to be ready.
Yeah, they got it. So that's the thing, right? I'm not telling my daughter. I'm not going to tell her that if she's I want her to get married young, right? I'm not telling her that she's going to be able to go find somebody her age that is going to have their shit together and be able to give the lifestyle that I provide for her, right? But I'm also understanding if my daughter and she's dating someone that's 30, that 30-year-old nigga needs to have his shit together. Like I'm not willing to make a concession for an older person that doesn't have their shit together when it wants to date my daughter as the same as I would as a nigga that's her age.
So if your daughter was dating LeBron right now and they separated, and while known to be separated, working on a divorce, he had sex with another woman, and then they decided to work the marriage out, you would tell her don't go back to him?
Yeah, because he cheated on her. Like saying if the incentive obviously would be the financial gain that she can come from, but that's not what motivates me. Like if nothing, I'm gonna be consistent about my point. Regardless who the fuck did it, I'm telling her to leave.
Yeah, that's one way to feel.
Yeah, I'm gonna be consistent there. Now, would I tell an average woman to leave? Fuck no, because odds are, ma'am, you're not gonna do better than LeBron. I'm just not telling my daughter that.
Now, how do you feel about? Because I know a lot of guys say, "Oh, they tell women they're gonna die alone, whatever." How do you feel about your daughter dying alone? Do you care at all, or just like, yo, it don't matter?
If my daughter ends up like saying these chat girls and is 40 plus years old, overfucked, unloved, I feel like I failed her as a father, because it's my job as a father to instill chastity and discipline in her, and then to show her what it is and what it is, like what men look for in a woman, especially when she's of that age where she's trying to date. So if she ends up old and washed and alone, I'm gonna feel like I failed. Like I would take a lot of blame for that.
Willie, do you feel like when men cheat, it's because something is wrong with the woman, or she lacked, or she didn't do something?
Sometimes I think sometimes dudes cheat because they dick get hard and there's a woman willing to fuck them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would never cheat because a woman lacks something. I would never cheat because my woman not doing something. I'm just keep it a buck. I'm a leaver. I only ever cheat like I only ever dealt with other women because that's what I wanted to do. But I don't know. And maybe they say it's cheaper to keep her and all that type of stuff. But no, I'd rather just lead a relationship and go do me.
Yeah, because when
at this point in life,
your peace costs. People say it's cheaper to keep her because they don't have money. When you got your finances together, it's not cheaper to keep her because your peace is priceless. And trying to keep a motherfucker you don't like or who don't like you is not easy and it's not peaceful. So you choosing to be stressful to stay in a relationship ain't no fucking way. Nope.
All right, man, we're at the top of that hour. A little bit past it, but I want super chat come through and say, Viz, when you cut your hair, was that you or God?
Viz gone. Viz leave. Like, this is what Viz do. Viz say, you know what? I ain't gonna go off cam. I'm just gonna walk off cam. Like, this nigga be doing silent protests at the end of every show. After we hit 3 hours, Viz gone.
But yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. Hopefully we've been able to drop some gems tonight. Catch us tomorrow. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Make sure y'all follow and support everybody on the panel. Check out their IGs, YouTube pages, and see what they got going on. Let's make sure we support the same way you guys support here. And catch us next time. We out.